Hello, everyone. This is Jason here. And just before we get into the podcast, I just want to say one thing. So, while recording for this episode, which, by the way, took a lot of time, like, it took nearly 3 hours despite the runtime of the actual episode. But regardless of that, Mac was experiencing a lot of technical issues. Her mic kept messing up, and she got interrupted a couple times by her family asking her to do something for her. So, even though Mac and I tried our best, there is a few moments here where the audio might be a little weird or things are a little out of sync. Keep in mind, we record these episodes in Discord because Mac and I live in different states in America. So if it's a bit off in a couple moments of the episode, we apologize, but there was not much we could do. Um, Hopefully that doesn't ruin the episode for you guys, and not much else to say, so let's just get into the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. It is me, the Cup Man. Jason is a Cup. Joined with this person named Mac. I don't know who they are. They just kind of jumped into my face. Shut up.
Oh.
And we have a special person here with us. We got somebody whose name. Do you remember their name? I honestly kind of forgot.
I don't remember either.
Let me check the script.
What's my name again? I don't know.
We'll call him
John?
David.
No.
My name
aboard, David.
David, I like that.
My name's David. How y'all doing?
Welcome
It's like
to
those
the podcast,
those
David.
books,
Happy
It's
to be
like a
here.
book.
those kids books
It's
about
like a
David.
book.
what kid books are about David? I want them immediately.
It's the ones about David and he's like evil, you know?
Wait, what?
And they're
No.
they're
Oh
honestly
wait, isn't
really
that
ugly
bald kid
drawn.
one? That might be something else.
It's the bald
The bald kid with like the 3 strands of hair on his head.
Yeah.
David.
I think.
Does David have cancer?
I don't know.
The No David book. And
Yeah.
he's like reaching for the fish.
He has like
We should-
3
tank.
teeth. Yeah, no David, yeah.
And he's got like evil little
We
teeth.
should
Yeah.
probably actually introduce the special guest. This is a good friend of mine, Alex. Introduce yourself a little bit. Why don't you?
What's up, everybody? My name's Alex, aka David. No, okay.
It's David.
David.
David. Yeah, what's up, guys? My name's Alex. I make films on Alex Films, and I'm a good friend. Jason's a good friend of mine, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about myself.
We met at middle school, and our lives got worse.
It got worse from there. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God,
No, David.
David, stop. That okay. I now I gotta show the picture that Max sent, or else it's not gonna make sense that we just said no, David, out of nowhere. God damn it. Oh,
Yeah, this
Make
making
yourself
podcast.
that do
home.
work.
Just remember.
This podcast is about the No David book series now. Yeah,
no.
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we're just in our little intro segment. We're just chatting and all that stuff. So I figured to just ask some random shit. Alex, have you been planning on making any new films recently? You got any thing working in the waters or any shit?
Actually, yes. Right now, I'm
Working in the waters.
in the waters.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm currently trying to work on another short film. This time, I'm trying to go for the drama genre. Also,
Ooh.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Ooh.
and hopefully, I'll be able to finish filming this
Drama.
summer. Hopefully, let's see how that goes. And yeah,
No.
no,
Go see this in your local theater.
pretty please.
We did actually have a theater where they would screen our school films. It was
That's so epic.
yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
in
cool.
Zilly.
It was The Strand. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
You just
didn't
dox yourself.
you tell me that they showed my one where it was just me taking a bunch of shots? It was a poetry documentary or something.
Yeah, honestly, it was actually really good.
Taking shots? What?
That's yes, Mac. I
Jason
was
just
taking
taking-
so much shots.
Jason has a
Dude.
diss track.
Yeah.
Just like under 21 like high school student taking shots, and then he
I'm just
sticks his
imagining
hand.
like
And they're like, yeah,
you
we can show that.
you guys in the theater and like you just see like me just just showing random shots of like this fucking. It was like we went into some like old ass building to like film that. I forget where it was at, and then I contrasted that with
That's
like
cool.
living around my neighborhood during the time. Just imagine just seeing that, and then you see like whatever the hell was playing uh, in the narrative film class. Yeah,
You should go back to your old town and then remake what is it, Dawn of the Dead?
Night of the Living
Is that the
Dead,
Night
movie
of
that
Living
was
Dead.
filmed there? Night of the Living Dead? Yeah,
fake
just go
fan.
back there and film it. I've never watched it. I watched the kill count of
That
it
doesn't
though.
count.
Oh, Jason, did you see the kill count? It came out like 11 days ago or 12 days ago. Oh, did you see the kill count for Nope?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's crazy.
I was
You
just
get
bored.
all the lore. It was so epic.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
that one yet because I want to watch the actual movie first.
Oh, you haven't seen the movie, dude.
I know.
Yeah, Nope is
Jason, have
great.
you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, yeah, Kermit
Kermit
should see it, I
forced me
think.
to watch it because one day we were just like chilling, doing nothing one day. She was just like, "Have you seen Nope?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." She's like, "We're watching Nope," and I'm like,
He said nope.
You know
Shut up.
right now. Yeah, I've seen Get Out. I need to watch Us. And
Ooh,
yeah,
it's
no.
good.
You need to watch Us.
Honestly, if I had to rank them, I would go Nope, Get Out, and then Us.
You ranked Us as your favorite.
No,
Oh, you're going favorite to least
best to
favorite.
worst.
Okay,
Yeah.
Why would you go?
dude.
Cool.
Okay, listen. Whenever people talk like that, they usually talk about their
Descending
least
order,
favorite
sorry.
and then their favorite.
Oh.
That at least that's where I described it.
I go in between.
Yeah.
Like, depends on, on who I'm talking to, I
I'll
guess.
go in between your nuts.
Yeah.
Pick up line,
'Cause,
pick
like,
up line.
Nope has like legit one of the scariest scenes in a movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, we won't. I know what you're talking about. I won't spoil it to all the people who haven't seen it, but it is.
I'll just
For which
say
film?
the friggin' weird balloon noises, man.
No.
For no. Okay.
Listen. Yeah.
And it's not the monkey part. 'Cause
Unfortunately.
look, I've listened to the Travis the Chimp 911
Listen to
call, and it's
Travis
way
Scott.
worse than what they show in that movie. It's
Travis
crazy.
Scott's in that movie? What?
Yeah, he's the monkey.
Travis.
I should not say that. That's
Wait,
fine.
no, you can't. You can't.
I'm sorry. That was not meant.
Travis the Chimp,
Travis the Chimp.
the real monkey who ate
The real monkey.
someone's face. Well, it like as opposed to like the fake CGI monkey in the movie.
Yeah.
What's his name? Gordy. Yeah.
So, if you don't mind, Alex, to go back what you were saying earlier about your drama film, could I ask for a plot, a synopsis?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So,
Drop the plot.
essentially what happens is this guy, he goes on a date. And he goes into
Bad start.
yeah, I know already, bad start.
Gee.
He goes into a restaurant and he goes into the bathroom because he's freaking out about this date. And it's basically
He's too
about
gay.
he's too gay, you know. And he goes into the bathroom
Yeah.
and essentially he's just trying to like calm himself down, and a whole bunch of shenanigans just happen over the course of him trying to calm himself down.
He just has insane schizophrenia.
Yeah.
He just
Exactly.
he
But
has
there's
no
a-
idea what's going on.
Travis
But
the
there's a
Chimp
reason
walks
why.
into the
There's a-
bathroom high off of
Oh,
Adderall.
no. But
There's
there's
a
a re-
reason why.
But there's a reason why. I won't spoil it. But that's the synopsis.
Okay.
And
You can
I-
hire me for a cinematographer.
That sounds
and
really
you can pay me by
interesting.
donuts.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
I get like insane diabetes while you like exploit me for work.
You're just
Man,
like
I love-
you're like covered like jelly donuts as we're filming.
No, not jelly donuts. I don't like jelly donuts.
I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I'm not a big fan of donuts either way. Like I'm not. Gonna lie.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. People like get
Dunkin'
angry
Donuts
whenever I say that.
are like dry.
Chocolate donuts.
The donuts at Dunkin' Donuts are like kind of dry. It's like
That's
sad.
yes.
It's like the Popeye biscuit.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's like if you added more sugar to like a Popeye biscuit.
that is cursed. That is so cursed, dude.
Maybe like an extra splash of milk while they make it, you know?
Uh,
Dude, Krispy Kreme is like
back at again a
the
Krispy
top
Kreme.
tier of donuts. But then like there's this local donut shop near me owned by these people who just moved here from like Cambodia, and they're like better than Krispy Kremes.
All right.
Crispy
And they're
Uh,
cheaper.
cookies
Do we
and
want
cream.
to actually start getting into the
Yes,
movie
discussion.
discussion?
Should we start the
Discussion, let's go.
podcast?
Because like
Wait, it's only been 9 minutes?
we've been rambling.
This-
Wow, we're actually making good time for us.
No.
This turned into the donut podcast.
It's only been 9
Yeah,
minutes.
let's just talk about donuts.
Yeah.
I know you've come here for movies, guys, but didn't ask, so we can do whatever we want. To
Our,
start,
our podcast
Go
is
ahead.
like. Oh, sorry. Our podcast is like, hey, what's your favorite flavor of donut? And then Alex is like, I don't like donuts. Why am I a guest for
And then we kill
the
him.
donut podcast?
You guys just kicked me out of the podcast because I don't like donuts.
we just start beating the shit out of you.
How dare you?
All right, let's get into the actual movie. Let's get into the movies.
Let's do it.
To start, to go with alphabetical order, we
Fine.
have my pick, Chungking Express. This was released in 1994, and this was directed by Wong Kar-wai. And the film basically follows two stories about cops falling in love with two women. One of them is a woman in a blonde wig, and the other one is like this lady who works at this market, like food market, and it just kind of follows.
Yeah, she's got a little short haircut. Dude.
Yeah, and it just kind of follows the just pretty much the shenanigans that come with it. And this film was very, very good. I really enjoyed my time with this film. In terms of the films I have seen with Wong Kar-wai, I would probably rank this as my second favorite, next to In the Mood for Love. And yeah, I wonder what you guys thought. To give some people some context, this was my fourth Wong Kar-wai film I've seen. Prior to this, I've seen In the Mood for Love, as I mentioned prior, Happy Together, and Days of Being Wild. But for these two, they have never seen a Wong Kar-wai film before. This was their first, so I'm curious. What was it like experiencing his films for the first time?
Mac, do you want to go first or want me to go first? I guess I'll go first. All right.
Oh,
So-
shoot, there we go.
I really like this film. The cinematography was definitely the highlight for me.
Yeah, it is a very well shot movie.
Yeah, like at first, like the first scene, you know how it is, like with the overall style of it being kind of like shaky. I don't know how to describe it. Would you call it shaky, or
It's that and with the slow mo.
with the slow mo? At first, I was like, "Is this gonna be the entire thing?" But thankfully,
No, it's
No.
not just some like extreme shaky cam slow mo. That's not the style.
Yeah.
It does somewhat feel like it for how much they use it, but no, it's just a
yeah, like they do it.
stylistic choice.
They do it long enough to where it's not annoying or nauseating, which I do respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like for you, Mac, experiencing this film for the first time, a Wong Kar-wai film?
I thought it was a little confusing, but then I was like, okay, I get it now. I wish that the movie was more of the first half and less of
Alright.
the second half, because I honestly didn't like the second half. But the first half was like really fun. Yeah, it's
Fun.
like cocaine and stuff.
Alright.
I
was like,
do
okay.
have my own problems with. I do.
We'll get into that later.
yeah, we'll get it
We'll
later.
get into that
spoiler
later.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the spoiler-free discussion. Yeah.
Discussion is
I can't
spoiler-free.
speak. Don't talk to me. Anyhow, let's continue talking. The thing about Wong Kar-wai, about him as a filmmaker, is that he really likes to explore love and how it affects human
Okay.
beings. And with his other films, they explore like a different type of love. Like, just to run by the other three films I've seen real quick. In the Mood for Love explores like a doomed romance being like formed by
La La
unfortunate
Land
circumstances. Happy Together is about
Sorry.
Shut up.
Spoiler for hilarious.
Happy Together is about the complex nature of getting out of a toxic relationship, and Days of Being Wild is about like one like flawed individual's like influence and impact on the people he gets into a relationship with. With this film, Chungking Express, this film is mostly about falling in love and how much it makes you do like some really goofy shit when you fall in love. And it really has a really great vibe of captivating that, like, just falling in love for the first time.
What is love? Baby, the
It
heart,
threw me off
man.
so hard when they started playing California Dreamin'. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
You
don't
didn't know
get
those?
me
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
started.
Oh, they did some like
You didn't know that
they
was in
did
the
some
movie? Well, actually,
like some American song covers like in Hong Kong. I guess it could be Cantonese, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay,
no.
full English.
I mean,
It was a vibe.
he has other film like songs in his other films that have been imperfectly in English, like they've been in English. I guess that just wasn't surprising to me. Yeah, I guess we can also get into that because Alex is probably going to go on a rant because he's a little bitch.
You
Yeah,
can't
the
insult
song
their
"California
ghosts.
Dreaming" by the Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah, oh, it's a great song. But it was honestly hilarious the amount of times they used that song in this
That was like
movie.
the two main
I
characters in
find
the second
I
half. It was
personally
like their one
am
bonding
not bothered by it.
experience was just hearing the song.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
more. It was
let me-
more than that.
Well,
It was
yeah, but we have
definitely
to
more
get into
than
that.
well, I was never
Spoilers.
bothered by it, but I was definitely just.
that.
I'm gonna mod Minecraft for the chat.
I was never bothered
But-
by it, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
But I never found myself bothered by it because there is a more of a narrative reason compared to it. Because when it comes to because that is my only complaint with In the Mood for Love. I found that film to use the main theme way too frequently, and I just kind of found it at certain points to be a little like unnecessary. The main theme of In the Mood for Love is incredible. It's one of those songs where you can feel the emotion in it. It's and but like again they just overuse it. But I didn't find it as annoying as in this film. Mainly for two reasons. One is a bias reason. I didn't. I've already listened to the song "California Dreaming" like 100 times before I watched this movie. So like listening to it so much was not a big deal. But the second reason is because I find there to be more of a narrative reason to why they play that song more often. Play that song like a lot in the movie. Like you can't really write that song out of it and have the same movie. Like every time it's played, there's usually like the characters are listening to it. Like you hear it
Yeah.
in the environment. So, and plus the song is what kind of got the cop. I forget what number he is.
623?
Like a cop. Something like I think it's like
I think it's 633.
623, I think. Yeah, and Faye, it kind of it's the song kind of wraps into the relationship and how it influenced him, and I really love how it was able to tell it in kind of a visual way, and it's really neat. And plus, and this film also has other songs that
Yeah,
they play more than
the
once.
What a Difference a
They
Day
play the
Made.
swan,
They played that one a few times.
Things in Life. Yeah, and they play plenty of songs more often, but I find it to be not a big deal because it's more sparingly used and there's more of a narrative reason behind it. Compared to like In the Mood for Love, which I just thought was a little bit too repetitive with its main score. But to get into other...
This one
What were you gonna
song
say?
that they played, I was like, this sounds like the Cranberries, but it's like a Cantonese cover of it or something, and I was like, that's gotta be the Cranberries though, right? Yeah, it was Dreams by the Cranberries. Okay.
Well,
Nice.
what do you know?
You get a gold star. How about you guys discuss something about the film? I've been kind of rambling myself about it. I know it's my pick, but yeah, I'm not the
Well,
only one
like,
here.
okay, both
Well,
halves of the movie.
for me, it wasn't
Oops.
just the shots that I liked. The characters were.
No, you can go
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Maybe I
Oops.
should have like narrowed it down. How about you start,
Oh,
Mac, and then we'll go to Alex.
Sounds good. Yeah.
both halves of the movies each had their own like coloring, like its own like separate coloring. Like the first half was like dark with like yellows and stuff, and in the second half it still had a lot of yellows, but it was like mostly at daylight. I feel like I don't know. It was like really bright compared
Yeah,
to the other half, where it was like all at night. I thought that was cool.
I actually. I actually read that originally Wong Kar-wai wanted to make this film where the first story was in day and the second story was at night, but that's just one of like 100 ideas he
Okay,
had for the film that he
I
could
think that
not
would
make
make the
into the
second
movie.
half way creepier if it was
Good.
at night. I gotta be honest.
Well, I think it makes sense for what they had
Yeah, I
because
think it makes sense
the first
otherwise.
story, it had a cop and a criminal, so it was. I
Yeah,
felt that
and
made
then
more
the
sense
second half
for
was
that
also a
part.
cop and a
And in the
criminal.
daytime for the
Okay,
second
never mind.
story. Well, yeah, but yeah, well, in a different
Yeah.
sort of way. But like
Not
she
really
was
No, but she
about a
definitely
criminal
is.
though.
It was like her arm.
for the second one. She was the second one. She was more of a sto-
Extremely autistic. Extremely autistic. Faye definitely has autism. You can't change my nut
He was like
mind.
in for a second. Were you gonna say like, what? You can't change your nuts or something?
That
What
is
about
not
you?
what he was gonna say. But great guess, Mac.
You said you can't
What
change
it
my
was? I don't
nut
even know.
mind.
Wait,
Okay.
I said change
What were
my
you gonna?
mind. I
What
have
were
the
you gonna say
recording. I
about the
can
movie,
prove it.
Alex?
what you thought
Sorry.
he
Yeah, go
said?
ahead,
Okay.
Alex.
Right. My opinion. Let's see.
Yeah, your
Uh,
opinions.
the cinematography was, like I said, also really good. I also just like the characters in general. The main four characters were all pretty interesting to me, and also just
Yeah,
memorable.
they're really
To
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I really love how Wong Kar Wai writes his characters. Which actually, here's a fun fact about him as an artist. Since you two don't know about this, Wong Kar Wai doesn't write scripts for his movies. All the stuff that he comes up with, that just shit that comes up in his head while filming. So all the stuff you see,
Oh, okay.
that just
This
pops
makes
up.
sense.
He does not write scripts. He hates writing scripts. He
Yeah, he
absolutely
would be such
hates
a good
writing
YouTuber.
scripts. It's just like I come in with my mind. I want Warakar Y gaming
You already a
videos.
script.
What's up, guys? It's your boy.
That'd be such an insane career. But yeah. And it's so weird how he's able to make it work too. Like with the way he writes his movies, like you think it'd be like such a detailed script, but like you don't. He's just like, I don't make scripts. Fuck scripts. All my homies hate scripts.
I
Oh,
would
my
totally
homies
believe you
hate script.
if you
Wow,
told
that's
me
actually impressive
that like
because yeah.
were the scenes where Faye is in Cop 633's house, if he just told her, yeah, act real weird, and gave her like a general idea.
Fair. What were you gonna say, Alex?
That's if that's true, that's actually really
Yeah.
impressive considering the dialogue in this movie. Like I'm thinking about
Yeah.
the bar scene with the first couple, quote unquote
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So either
Yeah, he
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and also, if you're a film student watching this, don't take that as advice. Write scripts.
Oh God,
like,
yeah.
actually write scripts. Just because like there's a good artist out there that doesn't do it doesn't mean you can do it. Like, good God, do
You
not
might
do
make
that if you don't
all
know
of
what
your
you're
actors
doing.
quit. It's
Oh, dude, like people, I remember I was watching a video about the trouble production of In the Mood for Love, and the two main actors, Tony Lang and Maggie, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Maggie. Um,
Hamburger.
Nadia at one point was just like, do you know what the fuck this movie's about? Because I have no idea. And Toby Lang was just like, just trust him, okay? He'll work something. Because Tony Lang, he's in a lot of Wong Kar Wai's films. Like, I think the only film that Wong Kar Wai's made that's like a big film of his that Tony Lang's not in is Fallen Angels.
Oh,
Besides that, Tony Lang's in like all of his movies. What are your guys' on that? I know. What are your guys' thoughts on the performances, like all the
I
actors?
thought they were really good.
yeah, I thought they were all great. There was no stinker
Yeah.
in the bunch. There's no stink.
Doo doo.
There's no doo doo in the clean toilet of acting.
Say what you want about Faye as a character, but Faye Wong, she really does a really good job portraying the character.
Yeah, because she's like, she can really
Yeah.
portray like the sweetness, but she's also like, I don't know. She does the facial expressions where you're like, okay, something is not right with this one. You know?
She is I mean, they really play with how she's like kind of
Yeah.
lost in her own world.
On a winter's day. Exactly.
On a winter's day, I'll be
Yeah.
safe and born. I really love how each actor was able to like really get into their character, and actually another fun fact I learned a lot about is the actress who played like the lady in the blonde wig, Bridget Lynn, I think. She originally was retired from acting, but she was ecstatic to work with Wong Kar Wai, so she was like, "I want to. That's it. I'm coming out of
Oh, wow.
retirement. I'm working on this."
And she did a really good job.
Yeah. I
Thank you.
do have my criticisms, which are pretty spoiler free, so I'm gonna get into them now. I have two. One of them is like pretty minor. The other one is just a personal preference. The minor thing is just like I think for the beginning, I think the film was a bit too extensive on the slow motion, and I like Wong Kar Wai really loves to play with slow motion. He has that a lot in his films, but I found it with this, it went a little bit, just a tiny bit overboard. And there's not like, and it's not like this film doesn't have like scenes where they use slow mo poorly. Like I'm thinking about the scene where Tony Ling is at the bar drinking his like coffee while Faye staring at him. That was in slow motion.
Yeah, that was my
a really
favorite
cool
shot. That was my favorite shot of the entire
that
film.
was
That was
cool.
gorgeous.
It is a really good shot. It is a really good shot. But like to get into like the beginning of the film, like yeah, it just feels so like shot. Like it kind of feels like a game that you're trying to play, but like you're running on like your really old computer, so it's just like in like 15 FPS.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slow motion was a bit much. But this is like he learned more with this, and he like Wong Kar Wai learned how to like use slow mo more effectively. So it's not a huge deal. It's just something to look back on. And my main other thing is I feel like for what the film was going for, I think the second story went on for a
Yeah.
bit too long because the first story in comparison feels really short. Like it feels like the second story is like so centered focus, despite the fact it's about like two stories. I think either beefing up the first story just a little bit or shortening the second story a hair would have solved this issue. But as it is, I think by the time like the film is over, I downright kind of nearly forgot about like most of what happened in the first story, despite how excellent it was.
Yeah, that's
Like,
my main criticism of the, but that goes in more spoiler territory as to why
Sitting here.
it
All
didn't
right.
really work for me.
yeah, and
But,
it's just
Yeah.
I think like I really see like because there's a lot of people who really love this movie. In fact, some people even consider it their favorite Wong Kar Wai film. This is easily like his second most liked movie, besides In the Mood for Love. But I find that these things kind of hold the film back a bit for me, and that's why I slightly prefer the In the Mood for Love because it's just a lot like tighter with its like how it does pacing and how it does scenes, despite the fact that it also has the thing where like Wong Kar Wai doesn't write the script, so half the time the actors don't even know what the fuck they're doing
They're
until the
doing.
day of production.
So that one guy
and
that works for all his movies is like, trust me, guys, he's got this, okay?
like
Oh,
he he's got to know, like he's just used to it.
he's just used to him at this
And
point. Oh, I find that
uh,
funny.
do you did you guys have a story out of the two you personally preferred? Like, is there one that you found more
Uh,
engaging?
I kind of wish we saw the first one
yeah.
more, because I like that one
Yeah, me
more.
too. Honestly, for
Um,
the entire second half, I thought that we were gonna come back to the first one because it was so short, and it kind of just ended on them at the bar. So I was like, okay, we're gonna come back to
Yeah.
them, right? And then I got to the end of the movie, and I was like, I
that
guess
yeah,
not.
that
No.
was
That's it.
that's my main
Yeah,
thing. That's like my only big criticism, because like it kind of the first one
and
kind of just ended, and then we never saw them again.
yeah, I get that. Um, okay, so how about I ask another thing? We can like make this the last spoiler-free thing, and then we can get into spoilers.
Yes. Are
Uh,
you ready?
actually, before I do that, I want to say something. I'm the odd one out. I actually like the second story more because
Okay.
I find the vibe. I like the vibe more with the second story. The first story was excellent, but there's just something about the second story that really captures that theming of just like falling in love for the first time. That the first story did good as well. Like it did it. God, I can't fucking speak. The first story did that good, but I just like the way the second story does it. But to get into what I was gonna say, what are your guys' thoughts on the soundtrack overall? Like all the
That
music
was
you
pretty
hear
good.
in the movie.
Oh, I love the entire soundtrack.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was just very unique to me. It just overall fit the scenes of the movie. It was
Yeah.
good
Um.
and just catchy.
I actually before doing this, I've been listening to that one song. I can't pronounce it because it's like a Japanese like title, but like it's the one song that plays at the
Oh
ending.
yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes, that one.
Dude, that song's now stuck in my head, and I don't even understand a single word. All right. Well, since we don't have anything else to add for that, why don't we get into spoilers? Viewers at home, listen to me. Listen to the cup. We're going to be spoiling Chungking Express now, so if you do not want to be spoiled for this film, please skip to this timeline that I have on the screen right now. Ooh. To skip spoilers. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's get into spoilers, Mama.
And the papas.
Mamma
Who
mia.
wants to start?
Dude.
So like
Mama's in the pot. Yeah!
yeah.
Leaves are.
Then I.
Were you gonna
We
say?
we start jamming. Oh no, where to
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought somebody was gonna say something.
Oh, I
I don't
was
know
gonna
who's saying
say-
it what now.
My opinions on the second half. Okay, so
Okay,
like
go ahead.
Go ahead.
the entire time I just couldn't get over how insane it was that this girl went into this dude's house every day, multiple times a day, and just like moved things around.
Dude, she was just cleaning
Dude, she
his
wasn't
house.
just
to make it
cleaning,
look
she was
nice.
like putting
it's
up
just,
Well,
cleaning
until the
for
very
his
end,
tank
until
and
like
replacing
the
his
fit
fish.
the
I was
water.
like, is she killing them? Why does she keep putting more? The tank is so overstocked.
That was my question. She was like replacing them
She
daily.
came back with like a bag of like six
She was replacing those fish
six,
daily.
like blood parrot cichlids or like some kind of parrot cichlids, and then they called them goldfish, and I was like, no, that's cichlids. And then like the tank is like 20 gallons, and it's like
That
you
ain't a
can't put all
goldfish.
those in there. There's already fish in there too. That's crazy.
I do get what you're saying, but honestly, I love that montage for just cleaning his
She was
apartment.
like replacing stuff too, and
Until
then
it
he's
goes
like,
horribly
that's
wrong
with the
weird.
water.
Anyways.
But anyway.
What could you really do?
Question
Like,
why your
listen,
stuff
if
is
somebody
moving.
broke into your house and they just all
To
they
be
did was
fair,
just
it was
clean it.
Of a break-in.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, I love the scene where he finds out that she's the one been cleaning his house, and she just screams and shuts the door.
As if it's like her house.
I was
It's so great.
I was waiting the entire time for him to just be like she opens the door and she's just there. um,
Okay.
And he's like,
that was
anyway,
Uh,
I
funny.
think I'm in love with you.
I love.
Well, I think the reason why
I
he did.
love how. Go ahead.
Well, I think the reason why he didn't freak out when he noticed stuff was moving was because he thought his ex was
Yeah,
back.
that's what I
Correct?
figured.
Or
Pretty sure, yeah.
yeah,
She's made a little bit of a short visit to clean up the place because he's
yeah.
nasty.
But she didn't take any of her
He
stuff with
nasty.
her.
But
She's coming back,
yeah.
guys. There's a chance.
I swear,
I
guys.
love how this film really likes to play with like I love how they like visually tell the story with the song California Dreaming because like when you first hear it, Faye's the one just like bopping with it, not playing it so loud that like Tony Lang is just like, can you turn it down please? And it's like legit like reverse roles
Yeah, I like
at the
that
final
part.
scene. Like it's legit parallel opposites. And I
Yeah, I
really
love that.
love that. I love the ending to both stories, honestly. Like they're both really good. I love how the cop in the first story was just like, oh well.
Because that happens.
Yeah, and there's something about the ending overall to the film that there's just something weirdly cute about it, like in a strange way.
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of a wholesome little ending for that part of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to wrap up
they
the
actually had a
film in a
different
nice
ending in
little
mind.
bow. Oh wait, what was
Where
the ending?
what the alternative ending is that they were going to meet at an airport and like go to travel to a country together, but they couldn't afford to like film the airport, so they had to compromise with a more ambiguous ending,
Okay, I mean,
which
that
I
makes
think
sense.
worked in favor. I like the more ambiguous ending personally.
Yeah, I mean, either way worked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I like the part in
Uh,
the first story
I feel like I had something to say.
where
but-
the guy's
Go
just
ahead.
eating 30 cans of pineapple.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention
Yeah.
that. How he just like bought so much pineapples, dude. That is like so insane. How he like bought like a can of pineapples every day just to be like, okay, so if she doesn't come back on May 1st, we're officially through, and I'm gonna eat this entirety of can of pineapples. That's really like his breakfast, lunch, and dinner that day. Like
I
that.
thought you were
That is
saying them all
insane.
at one night.
He ate them all on the same
Yeah.
day. In which case, respect.
Yeah, and he was like, I did not feel good
And then
after
he
that. I
goes
was
to the
like,
bar
no
and he says,
shit.
he's like, do you like pineapples? I just ate 30 cans. He didn't say that, but I was like, this
Yeah.
this guy
I
is
bet you
no
don't like
good.
pineapples more than me.
That's the greatest pickup line of all
He
time.
asked
Hey
her
girl,
Dude,
you like
for-
pineapples?
Dude, he has.
I like pineapples too.
Dude, and ironically though, like he seems like a really good
He's
boyfriend to have
dedicated.
because like he just meets this like random woman and like they crash at a hotel and all he does is just like
Yeah.
clean her shoes.
He's like, a woman this pretty can have dirty shoes. And he was cleaning them with his own tie, too.
That's honestly based.
It's like, that's some
Green
dedication.
That,
Green flag,
I guess
ladies.
that gets more into because I want to elaborate a bit more on why I love the second story more. I find there's so many scenes in this movie that really capture that feeling of falling in love for the first time. Again, I said that during the spoiler-free discussion, but I didn't really elaborate at all because it gets into like specific scenes and stuff like that. I'm thinking about the scene where like Faye deliberately does not do her job just so she can run into like the cop multiple times a day at that restaurant. There's
Yeah.
something so it really captures that. Just like, man, I'm in love. I don't know what to do about it, so I'm just gonna do like anything to impress them and make them fall in love with me.
Yeah. And yes, she does it in the most
it's beautiful.
convoluted way.
Well,
But
that's
it
because,
works.
like
It
I
works.
said, she's so autistic.
Yeah. I love how she calls her cousin and like, yo, yeah, the traffic here, the signal is so horrible. The weather,
Is it
It's
raining? And then
raining.
she's
it's
got like the
raining, and he's
shadow
like,
on.
not over here.
Oh, it must be a
Yeah,
regional one. Like, how far away is the store?
Man,
that's crazy.
it's so man. I just love how just much this film really. Well, I got a burp. Oh, excuse me.
That was
This film
glorious.
really captured the just like I think like the biggest thing of why I enjoy Wong Kar Wai films is that he really captures like a vibe that no other director really connects with, and I would say if you really liked his style in this film, I would definitely recommend checking out his other works. Has this movie made you curious about other works? I'm
I like
curious.
you talking about
Honestly,
the other
yeah,
ones
and
made me
just you
curious.
talking about his other films and how they're kind of similar to this kind of makes me want to, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of want to go see his other works because they sound pretty
Yeah,
neat.
I would absolutely recommend In the Mood for Love. It is incredible. It is. I would genuinely call it a
Okay.
masterpiece. Like it's really fantastic,
So I know you said his
and Happy
like.
Together is great.
So I know you said like
Okay.
his slow motions. His slow motion scenes are he does slow motions in his other works. I'm curious, are they like kind of like in how this film is in the style of it
Well,
slow
this
motion?
film takes it the most extreme.
Okay, but
His other films are not this extensive with slow motion.
is it like the same sort of style of slow
Not
motion?
really. It's more like
Okay.
traditional slow motion.
Okay, I was just curious because you mentioned the slow motion earlier.
Yeah, I mean we've been
Okay.
talking so much about slow motion. My brain's slow. I feel slow.
Slow motion, even.
um, do you guys have anything spoiler related you want to talk about?
Mostly just because my only gripe with this movie, which my
Oh
only
yeah, you were mentioning
criticism
that.
of this film is how they didn't really wrap the two stories
Yeah,
together,
except for
or
like the
really have the
restaurant.
first story end in like a satisfying conclusion, at least to me. Because the girl in the first story, she kind of just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, she kind of just shoots someone and just dips.
Yeah, but I think that was like
And
in the
the
Oh yeah,
past.
she was shooting that.
No, it's hard to tell. Oh,
and then
No,
and the guy's like, yeah, whatever, and kind of just moves on. We never see him again. But to me, it was kind of unsatisfying to have that in there. Because then, what was the point of the first story in a
also,
way?
I was kind of
I mean,
scared that
I do like both
that guy,
stories,
I
whenever she,
but like the way
oops.
they wrapped it up for that one just kind of feels it was a little unsatisfying to me for that first story to end.
Yeah,
But what do you guys think?
yeah, it was kind of like,
I I feel like I somewhat agree it ended abruptly, but I would disagree that with your thing that it said that it makes it feel like there was no point. Um, because there I feel like there's still a point to be made with the first story, even if it doesn't end like in a ends in a very like sudden way, you know.
I think I was just
Yeah,
more
Um,
kind of confused. Whenever it ended, I was like, huh?
yeah, I think it's just mainly more confusing because of the whole mafia aspect of the
I
first
thought that the
story.
whole thing where she's
yeah,
like
But
with this group of Indians and they're trying to like sneak coke across the border, I thought that was fun.
yeah, I found the mafia
I
aspect a
think that
little
was
bit
like
hard to
the
follow.
best
Maybe it'll
part.
be easier to follow during a rewatch.
yeah.
I think the
Because even
whole
I was,
movie
I was
should have been
confused. Like,
that. I was
are they doing
expecting
something
us.
illegal?
Okay, so he ate the pineapple that had the expiration date of March 1st on it, and then he met this girl, and it didn't work out, and that was his
Yep,
conclusion. But we didn't get to see her, like, looking
eat
for
pineapple.
her Indians that she was with and getting her cocaine back.
I think she
She
just
just
gave
gave up
up.
and started drinking
Where
them,
her
and
crew
that
at?
was it. It's like, yeah, where's my
Where my
boys?
boys?
So I just wish
Where my
overall
Where's
boys?
my
either
money?
the stories intertwined a little bit more, or the
Exactly.
first story had a better, more solid
Yeah.
conclusion. But
I
I did
think
I did like both
Yeah.
stories though
It was.
overall.
It did scare me a little bit whenever she shot that guy because he was like in the middle of picking up kittens and I was like, oh no, he's gonna fall over on these kittens and he's gonna kill him. But then they were just chilling. I don't
Why
know,
is
No.
that your
because they were
first
so
thought?
little, and I thought he was gonna just crush him, and I was like, that would suck. Yeah.
Just crushed them. He's a mafia boss, so he's evil.
No
I love
cats
how
were
the
harmed
film
in this movie.
revealed that. I like how the film revealed that the lady's
Well, I thought that
hair
was
was a
kind of obvious.
wig
Like, oh, look at a wig.
because you see that. Well, they didn't really
Yeah.
deliberately say it, and like I mean, I knew it was a wig because they like which if you look at the fucking like a letterbox of this, and you
Oh,
look
the
at like
actress.
Bridget Lynn's character, it just says woman in blonde wig. That's her literal
But had
name
that,
in the
like,
movie.
that not
Best name
really
in
like
cinema.
Yeah,
high quality wig
but
like texture to it, and I was like, yeah.
but I kind of like how it just kind of like made it so like it revealed it in a way where it was kind of very like like
Just pulls it
nonchalant
off, and
about
you're
it.
like, okay.
Like yeah, no. The first time we see it is like when that mafia boss is like dancing with that one lady and she puts
Yeah.
on the wig.
Yes.
Well, they
Yeah.
weren't just dancing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
They were doing the other type of dancing.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
Do you
Okay.
guys want to get into our
Yeah,
conclusion of the film?
Let me think. Yeah, yeah, I think good. Yep.
All right, we have reached the end of the spoilers. So overall, Chungking Express, I found this to be a very, very great film. It's very well shot. I love the direction of the film. The stories are engaging. Has some rough areas in there, but overall, it's a very like it's a film that really captures a vibe, and I really love that films that are able to do that. You guys have anything additional you'd like to say?
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I wish it was more
overall,
connected.
yeah,
But,
it was great. Wait, Mac, you wanna go?
Oh, I think that was about it. It was pretty good, but I wish it had more like connection between the halves, and yeah,
That's fair.
lighting was great.
Uh, what were we gonna say, Alex?
Overall, for me, this is honestly fantastic. I love the way it showed Hong Kong
Yeah.
in general. It is honestly a very solid movie, and also I want to see more of this guy's work. I'm not gonna lie.
You put like all of his films on your focus watch list now.
Exactly.
He's watching them tonight.
I just get rid of all the other films. It's just that guy's stuff now.
That you would be like the most pretentious film student. uh, Also, Alex, I figured to let you know this since you really love the way this film was shot. The cinematographer is Christopher Doyle.
Look, you
Just
thought
to
you were
let you
about
know
to say
his name.
Christopher Nolan.
I don't know.
Okay. Same,
Not
not gonna
Christopher
lie.
Nolan.
I was like, wait, what?
Just because they have the first
Only one
name does not
Christopher.
mean.
They're connected, guys. I swear.
Yeah, Christopher Doyle. He's shot a lot of films, mostly One Car White films. Anyhow, overall, I would give this film a high 8 out of 10. It's closer to a 9 than to a 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for an 8 as well. Just probably like a solid 8, like right there on the money.
I think like
Alright,
a
what about you,
6.5.
Mac?
No, I always do a half, so I'll go for
6.5.
a 7.
Ooh,
So I
okay.
always go for a half.
Alright, a 7 out of 10.
Alrighty then.
2 8s and a 7. 2 8 7. A lot.
Alrighty.
Alright, we have talked about the first film. Now let's get into the second film, Godzilla. This was your pick, Alex. So why don't you describe the plot to this movie?
Alrighty. Well, this movie takes place in the film when it came out in 1954, and basically Japan is thrown into a panic when several ships explode and are sunk under near a local island, in near Japan, and in an expedition of a team goes there to discover uh, a more devastating thing they could possibly imagine in the form of a tall monster known as Godzilla. Now the monster is going to rampage and threaten not only Japan but the entire world as well. And in case you don't, you live under a rock, this is the first ever Godzilla movie to ever exist. I'm a I'm not a huge fan of the Godzilla franchise. I'm more of a casual fan. I've seen more of the recent movies, and I was definitely curious of how the first one ever looked, because I have usually seen Godzilla represented as a hero in like the MonsterVerse movies. I always want to see how he looked as a villain. Also considering the -1 Godzilla film that came out last year, which like I really want to see at some point. And yeah, just
No,
overall,
you
Jason, you were
don't.
waiting
Sorry.
to say that.
No, I was just waiting to talk.
Okay. And as overall, I'm a sucker for just monster movies or just creature features in general.
Big dinosaur.
Big dinosaur,
Sorry.
me go bird. Um,
We go.
That's for King Kong.
that lizard is thick.
Shut up.
Kong goes. Ooh.
Big hairy cheeks.
So, what did you thought overall, Alex?
This was honestly a really, I really enjoyed it. Um, it definitely has some flaws due to the age, of course, but it still, I think, holds up in a lot of regards. Um, Even considering the time period and even like the characters overall, because one of the main criticisms of Godzilla movies and just monster movies in general is that the human characters aren't great. Here I think they are phenomenal characters you can actually remember and root for them overall.
Um, I thought this movie was pretty solid. Um, it definitely is a film that I don't think I will like go out of my way to be like, oh, dude, it'd be so good right now if I rewatched the original Godzilla. But it's definitely
That's
a
fair.
film that I didn't feel like I like wasted my time watching. It was a very solid time. I found myself more impressed with the movie than fully liking it, but I definitely did enjoy it. Um,
That's
Dude,
Go
good.
ahead, Mac.
speaking of
Mac.
being impressed, okay, like the practical effects in the movie were actually crazy.
Yeah, this
Honestly,
film
I
I was
agree.
not
really.
expecting it, cause I've
Yeah.
seen
That's one of
clips
the
of like
biggest things that
Godzilla
really
movies
holds
that
up.
came out after that, and it's just like atrocious, and you're like, dang, okay.
It looks
It
super
looks
But like
weird as
weird.
this one,
hell.
it was like
Have you guys seen
good.
The
the
black and white
Yeah,
look
the
really
black and white really
complements
is
it.
what did it.
yeah, with like even like Godzilla in the dark looks
Yeah, he
really
looks
cool.
scarier,
Like in the
especially
scenes like
Yeah,
him
it
compared to
coming
does
out
look
of the
really cool.
water.
MonsterVerse Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of effects done in this movie, and they all still look pretty good. There is the occasional where like it's mainly just Godzilla's face looks a little goofy,
Yeah.
but
Cause it's
Yeah.
like really
yeah,
buff
but
for some reason.
the
Like it's
main
really just like thick. I don't know.
yeah.
That brother's
What the?
thick.
It's like face. It's like I don't know.
Like seriously,
Mm.
the entire time I was watching, I was like, "Dang, boy, those
Why are
scales
you doing
looking
that to a
fat."
lizard? Why are you thinking that towards a lizard?
He's
He's
thick,
dead.
bro. Can you blame me? Yeah,
You,
man.
you are a fucking furry. Get out of my
Actually, it's
goddamn
scaly.
fucking podcast. You fuck. Shut up, liberal.
Like,
But
yeah,
to go back into the movie, I do really like how it looked overall. There's a very timeless look to it. Like I can imagine like if I was like a like 1954 audience and like seen this shit, I probably would have like shit my pants. Like, how do you even like accomplish any of this shit?
Yeah, and like the
honestly,
fire
it was. I think
looks
that
like it wasn't
yeah.
practical. I'm sorry, you can go. I cut you off.
No, no. Well, like you were gonna say, like the fire. There's a lot of practical effects. Is honestly I really
Yeah.
respect. I think they had like the tiny buildings,
Oh
like, and then
yeah,
they
the
had
miniatures.
camera shots to make it look bigger.
They were really
Yeah.
impressive. I feel so bad
Yeah.
for whoever made them because they probably had to watch them just
I
be
read
destroyed.
I
Oh,
read that the costume was like so
Okay.
terrible to wear though that the actors who are wearing the costumes they would genuinely like it would happen so often that they would pass out during production because it was so
That's
hot in the costume
that's
and
fair.
like it and like
Yeah.
they said that like it was not uncommon for a gallon of sweat to be like poured out of the
Oh.
costume after filming.
Oh, I can just imagine them
Yeah.
taking off the suit, just a bunch of water, just.
Just pour
Dude,
that on the fire.
you know, like how like in sports they like dunk like a bit that big like chug like on the coach, but they did that with like the Godzilla sweat.
Also, okay, I watched this with
Exactly.
Robbie, and we were pretty sure. He pointed out we're pretty sure that like the fire was done with some kind of um like copy paste technique on like the actual film instead of being like a real fire, you know? Which is like really impressive, but it was really good to know. We're like, is that real or did they do like a really good job like copy paste fire?
Is that real?
Is that real? Not clickbait. No, I
They
I think
burn
I think
people
some of
alive
it
for
was
this
real,
movie?
but
I am
some
curious
of
of
it
how
did
they
look
did
like
some
the
of the shots
same.
here. Like even for like a 1954 film. Like I'm honestly curious of how they did some of the
There's got to be
practical
like a
effects.
making of documentary that came out or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Now the film
It was
definitely.
cool to. Go
What
ahead.
was up? You go first.
I was just gonna say like it was cool because I recognized the actor in there, Takashi. Fuck, dude, I am so bad at last names.
Yo,
Hold
that's
on,
a
I'm
great
gonna
last.
learn how to pronounce his last
That's a
name.
great last name.
I was
That's
trying
his
so
first
hard
name.
not to say Takashi.
No, the second thing you said.
No. You go ahead. What you were gonna say, Alex? I'm gonna learn how to say this last name.
Wait, frick. What was I gonna say? Now
Oh,
the practical effects, while looking good, they aren't perfect. The suit definitely, at points, looks a little derpy. I'm not
Takashi
like
Shimura.
that
Yeah, the
dude's
costume is pretty goofy.
like the dude.
Yeah.
The dude looks more
Yeah,
cross-eyed than me.
Takashi Shimura.
Yeah, the dude looks more cross-eyed than me
Sorry.
looking at like a board in math class.
Okay, I got
At
the
points.
last name, so I was gonna just quickly say I recognize the actor Takashi Shimura because he's in a lot of like Kurosawa films. He was the main character in Seven Samurai. I know you've definitely heard of that film, Alex.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The fire is real.
He was
Like
cooking.
Seven Samurai, that 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 film is cracked and good with the sauce. Don't let that runtime intimidate you. It is really good.
Seven Samurai. Yeah.
Anyhow, to get back with Godzilla, the main thing that really, really made it engaging for me was what it was going for metaphorically.
Oh yeah.
Because it's interesting, because, like, when most people think about Godzilla, myself included, I think we can say we think about, like, big lizard, he destroys town, you know. But, the original film, like seeing the original, it's so interesting how they went for a lot more than that, and how Godzilla was originally more of a metaphor than just like this big monster.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because I mean, most modern films of the character, I said keyword most, make him just be like a big dumb monster. Where there's action and explosions and Michael Bay music. Um,
Michael, there has never been. Is there Michael Bay music in the recent ones? I haven't really watched the recent
no, but
ones.
thank God. But
That'd be funny.
but no, it's about like the effects of war.
Nuclear
And like
warfare.
more specifically nuclear warfare and how devastating that can be
Yeah.
to like.
Yeah, it's one
yeah.
big symbol for how the atomic bomb and like the idea of like how the morality of having such power, and I really found that engaging. I think like the last like 30 minutes, which I won't spoil right now. I'll get into it a bit more later. I think that's when it really like got into this like really interesting thinking about like about like the atomic bomb, the subliminal messages with that. Um, I'll get into that a bit more later, but I really like what it went for, and yeah, this is like so like centered focus. It's just like really, it really focuses on that like aspect, and it's nuts because like I remember during like a Halloween, Mac, we watched Shin
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla, and that movie like it definitely had its messages, but I kind of felt like it was like another one of those like Godzilla big guy, we gotta destroy
He's
him
gotta destroy
movies.
everything. We gotta get him. And then they shoot him a bunch, and it's like, oh, he's not dying. What the heck?
No, that
So
didn't
you
work.
can't shoot an atomic bomb. Well, yeah, I guess you can. You can't shoot like the atomic
Not yet.
radiation, you know. Also, speaking of, okay, if you get,
Not yet.
Robbie was showing me and Jeremy the other day, like, this scene that really scared him as a kid of Godzilla versus Hedorah from 1971. You guys are talking like the atomic bomb stuff. Like, this scene is like, dang, that's probably as accurate as you could get to the atomic bomb dropping. I
I'll look at
understand why
that.
it
I'll look at
scared him
that
as a
later.
7-year-old.
Yeah, the dude's thumbnail looks like he had like a shave gone wrong
Yeah.
with the
That's
white green.
no.
It's called
With the white
radiation
green.
burns.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Mm.
Yummy.
Anyhow,
Mass
Godzilla.
shave gone
Yeah.
wrong.
So I am curious. What do you guys think of the human characters and the human plot lines for this movie?
I'm gonna be honest. It was not really my thing. It wasn't bad. In fact, I was starting to like it during the end of the film, but I found for most of it, it was just like fine. It wasn't terrible, but I'm starting to think like I just don't really care about like the human characters whatsoever in Godzilla
Honestly,
movies.
Well, that's like usually the
And I'm like
biggest
saying that,
problem. That's
and I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm not even like a huge fan of Godzilla. I've only seen a few movies, and none of them have been like, dude, that is cracked and good with the sauce.
That's fair. Like that's always
What
the
are we gonna
biggest
say, Mac?
oh,
Yeah, back.
so honestly, I like
Mac and cheese.
the characters, like the human characters in this were like really interesting. It was way more interesting than like the MonsterVerse human characters. Because those
Yeah.
I kind of just zone out and it's like, okay, when's the Godzilla part?
Because that's usually the biggest criticism of these Godzilla movies. Like when the human characters are on, you're just like, where monster? Where's
When
Stick
there's like
Boy?
2 more extra minutes of monster, then it's there's too much monster, and it's like, what do you want? I don't get it.
I think this film is able
was
to
pretty equal, wasn't
avoid the that main criticism with
Exactly.
how much it uses that subliminal message with it. Like,
Yeah.
because if you didn't have that message with it, I probably also would have been like, man, these people are boring as dick. Like, I don't give a shit about any of them. But with that huge like message about like the morality of having like nuclear bombs and all that stuff, it really makes it somewhat engaging. Not all of it was engaging. I'll get into this a bit later, but my biggest problem is that like there are definitely stretches of the film where I'm just like not giving a single shit about anything that's happening.
That's fair.
Which I'll get into that later, but
Okay.
yeah, that's my main thing of why the film holds it back for me. I just found some moments to be pretty boring, which was also my main criticism with Shin Godzilla. So I have that criticism with few Godzilla movies that are apparently like some of the best in the franchise. So I don't know how I feel about like some of the worst. Yeah.
You want to say ain't this little dude?
Actually, did you guys hear that they did a remake of this film like 2 years after called like Godzilla King of the Monsters? Like it's not the 2019 one. Like it's a separate movie called The King of the Monsters, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Not in order, but
Yeah.
and it has like some like white guy like reporting on like shit that's going on
annoying.
throughout the whole movie. I've heard so many people call it terrible. Like it's so bad, which I kind of want to watch it out of morbid curiosity, but I don't know.
Godzilla raids again. Oh, it came out a
Godzilla
year after.
raids again. Yeah, they were quick to do like an American remake of it.
Oh dang. Okay. Oh, the reviews are not. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're not
I'll have
good.
to read that later.
Anyhow,
It's like the
Yeah.
human scenes from Isle of Dogs, but it's the entire movie. Where it's just like someone else is like dubbing over like the news.
Whitey.
Everything.
So me personally, I actually really like the human stuff. Live with some of the problems that the characters have with each other and just life in general and their overall
I
conflict.
found the
Dude,
scientist
he
to
was
be the most
crazy. It was
engaging
so
one
fun.
of all of them.
He was just like turning.
Yeah.
Wait, it's spoiler. He was doing little experiments.
An
We'll get into those
experiment.
little experiments
Little
later.
ooh,
I will say though,
with some
I'm gonna be
fishes.
honest. Takashi's character, he is a fucking dumbass. Like I'm serious though. Like he's such a fucking moron. Oh, we gotta protect this big monster that's just destroyed our entire like neighbor. Like no,
It's
you
like, but I
fucking
care
moron.
about the environment. It's like he's destroying the environment.
And it's like he's destroying all of your well-being.
I mean, he wants to
Like, I don't.
He wants to study it, which like that's the
He
main
can study
reason
its
why.
corpse.
And it's
But
such
at the
like a
same
like
time-
weird cliche.
Yeah,
It's such a weird cliche in like these old movies. Like I remember I watched The Thing from Another World, like the original film from like the John Carpenter The Thing, and like there's this one character who's just like, so the thing, dude, that was gonna be such a dumb sentence. So the thing about The Thing, so the thing about the original movie, The Thing, is that it's a very different movie from like John Carpenter's movie. It's about like just one monster instead of like being a virus that affects everybody. But there's like it's like a monster, and like it has a character was just like, I don't want to kill this guy. We got to study him. So I'm guessing like back then it was just like a rule in these like monster movies to have like one character where it's just like, I don't want to kill him. He's awesome.
he's thick.
Pop culture trope of like
I don't think they're thinking that.
sci-fi
That's what I'm
trope
thinking.
of like the 1950s and 60s. We gotta, I don't know, cut this thing
I
open.
guess.
Yeah. Do we
I
want to
guess
get
so.
into the spoilers?
Let's get into the spoilers.
Alright, guys, listen up, okay? We are spoiling Godzilla 1954. Godzilla. If you don't want to get spoiled, skip to this timeline right now. Otherwise, we're going to get into it. 3, 2, 1, bungus. Get into spoilers. No.
Not all.
So, I think to get into it with my main criticism with the film, I think the middle chunk of this movie is so fucking sluggish to get through. Like, I really like the beginning, how it was setting up, like, this mystery of, like, what the fuck even is this thing? Why is, like, people getting killed so, like, frequently? And at the end, where they were exploring, like, the scientist discovering his new invention, which we'll get into, like, in a few minutes. But the middle chunk of this movie, oh my god, like, it's so, like, whatever. Like, I just personally did not care about anything that was going on. There were scenes that were pretty interesting, but I did not. It was somewhat of a slog to get through. I ain't gonna lie.
What do you mean by middle part? Like, what scene specifically do you mean? Like from that point?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's just like I think like
where we
I
at?
know once they were getting more into the scientist character, like that was when I was starting to get engaged by it again. But I don't remember when I started the clock started to get uninterested again. I think it was just like when they started to focus less on discovering Godzilla and like it becoming
More on trying to how to kill
I
him.
think it was like maybe it was more like after that conference they had about like what this monster is, like that conference they have. I think that's when I was starting to get more unengaged.
Okay.
Yeah, like during that entire thing, like there was individual scenes that were pretty cool, but like I was just like, man, me.
I think the
Jason's in that conference room, just passing out.
I think the best
Yeah.
part was whenever
Go
the
ahead, man.
scientist brings that one girl like into his secret lab to like show her what he's been working on, and then he like shows her his like invention where
Yeah,
it like
and I
kills
love-
a bunch of fish.
I love that scene. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Can't tell anybody."
I
No,
love how they. I
skeletons.
love how the film, how the director took from like
Yeah.
revealing that scene, because you get enough of it where you at least are like, okay, I got like where you're like, okay, Honda, what do you got? That's his last name, by the way. I didn't just make that up. Where you're like, what do you got, man? And then they reveal it where the lady's just like, okay, I know it's not supposed to say it, but like I can't fucking keep it a secret, and
Yeah.
that's when they fully reveal like what
Yeah,
the
it's
hell
like,
he's been
okay,
doing.
he told me not to say
And
it.
that's when it starts getting
Yeah.
really really good for me. Like once it starts focusing on that more, and like the morality of like having such a huge power that you don't
Yeah.
know how to control.
I
Like
love that part
in
of his
some
character. Yeah.
in some ways, it was kind of reminding me of. This is such a dumb comparison though. Like I feel like this is really stupid. Like Oppenheimer, you know?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Man, I
that
just
makes
don't
sense.
like that movie.
Because,
Like
like,
it's definitely different.
well, both
It's
have
definitely
weapons.
different.
Both have weapons, and they're like they curated
Yeah,
for.
but Oppenheimer was like,
I'm just
wait, you
saying
guys
the way it was
actually
going, it
used
kind of
it?
reminded me of Oppenheimer.
And then Honda was like, okay, fine. I'll use it and then I'll die.
I guess.
That's not the. I'm talking about the director's last name. That's not the
Oh.
name of the scientist.
Okay, never mind.
Nah, it's okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, his name is just.
Doctor.
yeah,
Yep, that's him.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Anyhow, yeah, I really like that though. How it just really was focused on that, and like how he downright kills himself. That way, nobody gets the fucking any
It's
way
like,
to like
why
get
did they
his
let him go
evidence.
down there?
Like that is crazy.
I mean, hey, he made a promise, and there we go.
Well, they made him go down there because he was the
Yeah.
only one who fully knew how to work it.
Yeah, I mean, no one else knew that. Like he was gonna do
Well,
that.
no shit. If they
Yeah.
knew it, then it
Then they wouldn't
he
let him
kill
do that.
himself for no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like that about his character. He was probably my favorite character in the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's weird how he became my favorite character because like he didn't get that much screen time, honestly. Like he's not that important to the story until like pretty later on.
Yeah, first of all,
Yeah,
this
later
guy's freaking weird. Why does he just like have a whole science dungeon in his basement?
Hey,
I
you
don't
don't
have
have
a
that?
basement. I
You
live
don't
in
have a science
double
dungeon in your
walled.
basement, Mac?
You
I
also
Oh,
also
live
don't have a basement.
So it's in your attic.
I
Got
don't
you.
have an attic either. He's in the crawl space.
I don't have an attic.
Oh
He's in the crawl
no!
space. Yeah.
It's in my room.
It's in my room. I have an atomic bomb in my room.
Building it.
Said Oppenheimer.
For funsies.
That's how he like dirty talks Kitty. Yo, babe, I got an atomic bomb in the room. You gotta
Dude,
help me.
he sucks so much.
Wait, who sucks?
Dr. Robert J. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, but let's
Oh.
Dr. Roberts. Any quo.
So for the actual suit of Godzilla, it was honestly I really enjoyed the practical effects of it. However, my grandfather, who I was watching this film with, pointed out a few things. Like there's a certain shot of Godzilla shooting fire, and you can see the hose coming out of its mouth, of it shooting the fire or whatever it's shooting.
That's fun.
And I paused it, and I was like,
like,
oh shoot, that's it. No, like I thought it was cool, because it shows, yeah.
Oh, whenever I looked up to see if the fire was real, during the spoiler-free part,
Yeah,
they actually did use real fire. I thought that it was just like drawn in animation.
let's go,
But
burn
at
Tokyo.
one point, the suit caught
burn
on
down the
fire.
set.
Oh
Which
shit!
also happened in the Wizard of
Oh, shit.
Oz.
With the
the
dude
witch
in it?
caught on fire. In the Wizard of Oz.
The witch?
So,
Oh.
yeah,
I was like,
that
where's
time
there a witch in
period was not
Godzilla?
good for people in costumes.
She
in
fights
movies.
Godzilla.
It was just not
Plus,
good for
like,
like movie stars in general.
There was a lot of asbestos in the Wizard of Oz. Like, she caught on fire, and then like they covered her in asbestos. It's like, this is good.
To make her look
This
like
is great.
to make her look like she's melting,
I
probably.
think it was like to help put
Is
it
that why?
out. But I think it was part of.
Yeah, they put her on fire to make her look like she's
It
melting.
was
They
part
really
of
want to be
the.
Exactly.
authentic with it.
Yeah, I'm melting, and then they melt her.
She was the first
After
example
the
of a
scene, she's
Discord
like
mod because she
screaming in
disintegrated by
agony.
water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like actually screaming, "Oh God, Jesus Christ!" They're like still doing the take.
The director's like, yeah, good stuff.
I like this.
I was
like
about to
this.
make
I
a
like
reference,
this.
but the podcast
Oh.
wouldn't get it because someone we know in real life it would also melt with water.
Oh.
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
How about we say it and then we'll edit it
We
out.
all know who it is. Because we don't talk to him anymore.
Oh, all right, yeah. Anyhow, Quanners. I'm calling you Quanners now.
Dude.
Cool.
There's another podcast I watch where they all call each other.
Do you guys have something you want to say about do you guys have anything else you'd like to say?
Man, I was just so impressed by the like the practical effects the whole time, and like I thought the scientist was really cool.
And there was a lot of
and I was
shots in
just
here where I was like, this is freaking gorgeous.
My entire thoughts of the movie was like, okay, I like the human characters, but when do I get to see the practical effects again?
I
Weirdest form of autism.
I never had that.
We're not in
I never really had that problem
ahead.
to where I was waiting for something to happen. Mostly because I feel like with the short runtime, it kind of just kept my attention.
Dude,
honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Despite how short the runtime is, I kind of felt it by
they
the
were
end.
onto
That's
something
fair.
with
I
their
mean, compared to
runtime.
the
I
other
think we need to
Godzilla-
bring that back. Short movies.
Please, please. Because
Oppenheimer
like the thing
did
of like
not get
Godzilla,
What were you saying?
well, that's a whole different debate for Oppenheimer. But
I was gonna say, like, it's definitely a huge debate between that, like, how runtime with movies. I don't think it's just some like black and white thing.
It also
Like,
probably costed more
Sorry.
for the time period to make a movie that was so good.
Oh yeah, I bet this thing like made the director big props by the end.
Go back.
this film.
Maybe, I don't know.
But like, I think it's because I've seen Godzilla 2014, and my biggest criticism for that one is like that one was just too long. Well, let me see the runtime for that because it felt long anyway. And like this one,
Imagine it's like shorter than the original.
it's 2 hours.
A lot of the modern ones, it doesn't feel like Godzilla is a threat for most of the movie, but this one, it's like he is coming, he's on the way.
Exactly.
And he's constantly just killing
Exactly.
You know what's one scene I just remembered?
Okay, dang, this guy, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Which is
one scene I just now remembered. You guys remember that scene with the reporters? And they were just like,
I was
gonna
mention that.
Have a good.
I love how the reporter, he's walking towards us. This is gonna be the end, fellas.
Yeah, like he's just so casual about the fact that he's going to die and like fight. Maybe he was suicidal. Maybe he just.
He
wasn't.
seemed happy about it.
Of like doing your job till the end, till you die.
Respect, I guess.
They
If this happened in America, people
respect.
If this happened in America, people would like be diving off that
people would be like, "Wow, they didn't have to die for this."
area that they were in.
We can find that out right now. Let's watch the American remake.
Oh heck no!
And then we have to watch the American remake of Train to Busan when it comes out. Last Train to New York, is that what it is?
That.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Last Train to New York, yeah.
Yeah. But like Godzilla, what was it, 2000? Godzilla 2000 or something like that.
What?
The American remake. That movie was so bad. No, not 2000. Frickin'.
Are you talking about like a 1998 one directed by like Ronald something?
Yeah, that movie was so bad. They didn't even call him Godzilla. They just called him Zilla. That's how.
Yo, the Zilla.
That's how bad it was.
It was like cool to that's what it was the start of like saying cool. It was cool to like say like half of a word.
Yo, that's so. Yeet. That's so slay.
Shut up.
That's so bonkers. It's so bungy.
I think we need to reach the conclusion because we're just not even talking about Godzilla anymore.
But yeah, overall though,
can we take a quick break for me to go like take a shower before my parents go to bed, and then we can go back to like the last movie? I said after we finish with like the
What?
Godzilla part, can we like take a break and then I go take a shower and then we come back to discuss like the last movie before my parents have to go to bed?
Okay.
Alright.
Stinky.
Okay. Let's get in. All right. Since we don't have anything else to say, let's get into the conclusion.
All right.
Overall, go ahead, Alex.
Overall, I had a very good time with this movie. It has its problems, of course. Godzilla looks more derpy than me looking at a Wendy's menu, but overall, this
How
was
often does that happen?
quite a lot. Um, Overall, this was like a very solid introduction to Godzilla and its entire franchise, and has made an overall big impact on just cinema in general. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I'll give it about a solid 8 out of 10.
I thought it was pretty solid. It's definitely not fully my thing, if I have to be honest, but I definitely respect it for how impressive it looked. I like the messaging behind it, and there's definitely enough about it where I'm like, okay, this is definitely a good movie, and it's impressive for the time. But I kind of also find it where it's just like not. Again, it's really not for me. Pretty solid, but I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10. I probably wouldn't really find myself rewatching this anytime soon.
Honestly,
All right.
like I'm not really a big like monster movie person, but like this was one of
Yeah,
one of the best. I
yeah.
think I'd say like I don't know. I assume I haven't watched many movies from like this time period, but I assume that was probably like top practical effects like at the time.
Oh,
Probably.
probably,
It
yeah.
had like a good message, and it was like really like really topical. It's still topical today because we still have
Yeah,
like
it was
nuclear
very
weapons
topical.
out and about.
Unfortunately.
I'd say it's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. What? Ooh, I'm the
Oh.
negative person one. You guys should throw sticks at me and kill me.
This guy stinks.
Alrighty. Thanks. Oh,
Alright.
brother.
Alright, now that we've
Yep.
gone into a movie about love and dinosaurs, monsters, love and monsters, that's a movie that came out. Yeah, Love and Monsters. It came out in like 2020. Let's get into the final movie discussion. The final film pick, Isle of Dogs. Max, this was your pick. Why don't you describe it?
Next was in Japan. Most of the
Yep.
dogs in Japan have contracted the dog flu, and the government of Japan and a lot of the citizens who all have cats are like, we gotta get the dogs out of here. So they get the dogs out of there. They send them to the trash island, Isle of Dogs, whoa. And they're like, nah, we gotta get out of here. And the humans want the dogs back too, but like, yeah. There's a boy, and he's on the dog island.
Okay.
Yeah, cat people suck. No.
There you go. Why don't I get into your
Sounds good.
just thoughts, Mac? Some initial thoughts, Mac.
Overall thoughts on the movie was all around. It's like it's great. It's like perfect. The animation is really good. It's really smooth for stop motion.
The animation is definitely the highlight of the film.
Oh yeah.
It's got that Wes Anderson flair. He's got a silly humor.
Exactly.
He's like a Sam Raimi fan.
It's like stop
You sound
motion.
like a pretentious person describing.
It's like kind of. It's like stop motion, but like more smooth.
It's got that Sam Raimi flair.
It's like stop motion.
It's like stop motion, bro.
It's got
stop
Sam.
Motion, but it's like
He's in the
Stop
movie.
the motion. It's like it's still going.
Exactly. The cat's going.
It's like the motion is smooth.
Why is that funny to me? It's like
It really
stop
wasn't
motion, but you didn't stop it. It kept going. I don't Why
just
is so
really
funny to me?
They call it go motion.
It's just the way you said it.
Commotion.
But yeah, it's crazy because like okay, so like we've all seen Fantastic Mr. Fox and we've all seen Isle of Dogs. It's crazy how like Fantastic Mr. Fox was already a great looking movie. And it's crazy how much Wes Anderson was just like, you know what? No, I'm not satisfied. I'm improving.
And they made another
And,
banger.
like,
As per usual with the Wes Anderson,
Yeah.
it's got Scarlett Johansson in it. She does a good job.
I thought you were gonna say Bill Murray. Bill Murray's the one who usually appears in like
I
every
know
one
that
of his
Scarlett
movies.
Johansson was in at least two. I was like, that's good enough for me.
That's enough. She's in every one of
That's
them.
quite often because he doesn't have like a lot of movies. Actually, yeah, he does, but pretend.
I was gonna say he has a fair amount.
He is like
I've
I
seen
have to
5
think
of
that
them.
it's really funny.
I've seen 3, and I liked all 3.
I've seen.
Yeah. But like, I really love. I like this film. Really is the strength is the animation style for me. Like every shot, and it like the fact that it's stop motion is already impressive because stop motion is like a very very difficult like form of animation to get
Yeah,
really
and
good
there's like
looking.
a plane and
But like
everything.
this film has really complex shots, like very complicated things going on.
Oh yeah.
The fact it looks also like smooth and like vividly, like it's crazy how like he was able to do that. And keep in mind, it's not like this film didn't take as much time as he thought because it only took like a few years to like do all of this. He like started production in like October of 2015, and yeah, that is a lot of time to make a movie. But all you need to do is watch like 10 minutes of the movie, and it'll feel like it's like it only took that much time.
Yeah.
Wait, how long was the
Like
process?
this, it was like a few years, only a few years.
Dang.
Longer, honestly.
That's impressive.
Like you genuinely think it'd take like at least like 4 years or something.
Yeah.
But no, Wes Anderson is just like, I know what I'm doing. And
Let him
it's
cook.
really, and I really like it. Like I love it. Like in terms of like films that if we were rating like films in terms of like animation style and not like the plot or characters, this is easily one of my favorite animated films out there. Like it's crazy how we got this and Into the Spider-Verse in the same year. Like both films with like insane animation style.
Yo, 2018. They got some bangers in
Yeah, we got
animation.
Isle of
Before
Dogs, we got
the-
Spider-Verse, we got Incredibles 2, we got Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh heck
God.
no! Do
Val.
not bring up that movie in the same sentence.
Yeah, dude, I'll do whatever I want. I'll do what I own this fucking podcast.
Wait,
I can
Ralph
kick you out
Breaks the
whenever I
Internet
feel
came
like
out
it.
in 2018.
Yeah, and then they said that it won an Oscar when it didn't.
Oh. Sorry.
Stop gagging, you fucking freak. I actually also really like the voice acting in this film.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
It has a lot of the main actors, of course, like in every Wes Anderson movie besides Asteroid City. It has Bill Murray in it. And honestly, I don't know if I was just like that immersed or I'm just that stupid, but I didn't really recognize some of the actors with their voice. Like, obviously, some of it was noticeable. Like, I can easily tell when a voice is by Scarlett Johansson. She has a very
yeah,
distinct voice.
it took me a minute too.
But,
Like I knew Bryan Cranston,
Yeah.
like his
Walter White
voice,
himself.
but there was some
Yeah.
like I didn't realize like Jeff Goldblum or who are the others because they were all
yeah, I didn't know. I honestly did not know Jeff Goldblum was the one that was just like, you hear about that rumor about the one thing?
I freaking
That was his whole character.
I love
love
that
him,
character
he's
because
great.
the whole time I was like, how did you know this?
Because he's
It's
been
very
with,
funny.
He's
with
just
our
that
main
good.
group of dogs the whole time. When did he have time to hear this?
Did you guys know?
He just says like he knows,
Something
and
with
honestly, I
dog flu
believe it. He's
is
just
that
that
he
cracked
can
and goaded.
eat him
The
specifically
sauce,
can
you know?
telepathically receive all the tea. Yeah.
He's got the tea.
Got all the tea.
You know what's another thing I did really like it with the film? The score. I really like the
Yeah.
score for this movie.
Yeah, honestly. Also,
Yeah,
all
this film
three,
got a. Good.
all three of the movies we've covered today have like banger scores.
Well, yeah. Well, Chungking
Especially this one.
Express. Most of the score is adapted. It doesn't really have like an original,
Yeah.
original
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Hmm.
But it also has a really good soundtrack. It's just Isle of Dogs and Godzilla are more like original. Even if Isle of Dogs does use some adapted songs, like for example, you know the scene where it's kind of like a montage where like the dogs are like with the kid, but the main dog, Chief, he's kind of like away doing his own thing.
Hmm.
That scene uses a song from Seven Samurai. Like that is not from the score.
Oh,
That's from Seven Samurai. Yeah,
okay. Cool.
and I know this film got an Oscar nomination for Best Original Score along with Best Animated Feature. I don't remember what won for that though. Oh wait, no, it was Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's had great music. It deserved it.
Yeah. I haven't seen Black Panther. I just know that the composer is now a two-time Oscar winner with that and Oppenheimer, Mac's favorite movie.
Also, speaking of
Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer, Greta Gerwig voiced Tracy, the blonde Afro girl.
Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I really hated Tracy.
Why?
I hated her.
Really?
She
Oh.
was
She
just annoying.
advocated for dog
Like,
rights. Do you hate dogs?
and she was annoying. Yes. She just felt like a weird addition. So it's just like, okay, we're focusing on like Japan,
She's a foreign
and
exchange
we're
student.
and so we have like the dog characters, which are. That's what I mean. Like, why have this foreign exchange student and like the human side of the story? You know.
Okay. I mean,
No foreigners in Japan.
Like, listen, I don't find that criticism with the dogs because like they established that like all barks were translated to English, which that's fine, whatever. But like it feels weird to have like this central like human character that wasn't like the kid that went to the island just be like a random white woman.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And plus she's like a senior. She's going after a 12-year-old. Like come
Wait, she
on.
is?
Yes,
Oh.
they established
I missed that part, but I was thinking she seems like older than 12.
Yeah,
there was a lot
but
of
like yeah,
unnecessary couple stuff in the
Yeah.
movie.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I will admit. Yeah, but that's not a big issue for me.
And it's not developed at all.
I did
Yeah.
like that it was more of like a.
But for me, that's not really a big
yeah,
issue.
It's more of like a family movie than like a kids movie, you know? It's like a lot of the jokes. It's like that's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not a kids
kids'
movie.
The dog
I
swears.
mean, there's
Dog
blood.
swears in the
movie.
There's
movie.
blood and the dog swears.
Kids are fine with blood unless they're
The dog
like
goes like, "Fuck,
a baby.
fuck."
Walter White dog swears.
I don't like the movie anymore.
I am banning this movie for
Uh,
my sleepover.
You know what? I have a question because I've heard some people say this was a complete criticism of the film, so I was wondering on your guys' thoughts on this.
Okay.
Some people don't like the fact that there's like some scenes where you can't really. There's no subtitles for like the Japanese characters who speak Japanese. I've heard some people are just like wish they had that extra subtitle option. I was curious
It's
what
like-
you guys thought.
I
Sometimes
disagree
it can
because
be a
I feel
little
like
annoying
Yeah.
because there are Japanese subtitles on some of it, so it's like where are the English ones? But at the same time, you are told all the information you need to know. So there's really no point in
Yeah.
having it translated
Exactly.
because kids translated for you. So unless you can't like
yeah,
pay
like for like the
attention,
ending scene where like they're like resolving, where they're like resolving everything.
yeah,
Like the kid translates for them, or if it's not, and they're just talking, but like no one's really telling you what's going on, you still understand
Yeah.
it.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it with the translation thing, this film had so many creative scenes where they were able to like translate the Japanese to like
Oh, yeah.
to like English. So that kind of makes me like doubly like wondering like why did we have like a random white woman when you could have just easily rewritten it in a creative way where it just translated
I think this
her
is a way
what
to
she was
get more
saying,
human
you know?
characters involved. Oh, speaking of, you know what I did not like about this movie? Self-insert
Okay. What?
Yoko
Oh, she about
Ono
dropped
as
some
a
tea.
scientist in the movie. Boo! Stupid.
Wait, who?
Yoko Ono, John Lennon's wife. Well, not
Yoko
anymore.
Ono?
John Lennon's wife, past tense. She's the
Oh.
scientist woman in the
Oh.
movie that becomes an alcoholic. And she's called Yoko Ono in the movie, and it's like, this is a self-insert character, what the heck? Get out of here.
Wait.
I
Oh.
never
Wait.
knew about that.
Oh.
I never
You
knew
make
about that.
bad music and bad art.
Cool.
Get out of this movie, bro. Why did
Fuck
why
you.
did Wes
She
Anderson
plays
choose-
herself as a That's... Huh. Huh.
It's just like
Okay.
You should have
they
been the
run
one that
out
got
of like
that sushi,
Japanese
bitch.
people. They had to get her. Like, come on.
Did they run out of Japanese people? they didn't know how to
There are
count.
definitely
Up to
better
20.
options.
That I don't know about that. That's a bit of a weird
Are
comment.
you saying she's like the best person?
Eddie Wow.
That's another thing I'm now realizing. Thinking. I really love the scenes where you see like a TV screen and it's like a different animation style, like
Yes.
it's 2D.
I did like that
That
too.
is so like. That is such like
It's-
a cute detail that they
Yeah.
did not need to add at all. But they were just like, fuck it, more fun. What was the most impressive scene you guys thought, like in terms of animation?
Ooh, there's like a.
Like,
there's
honestly,
quite
the
a few
entire
action
movie
sequences.
Is great.
So I'm trying to think of like one in particular.
I love how the fight scenes, they just have a dust cloud.
Yeah, it's so like cartoony. It's great.
It's
Every
really
time there's a
it's a
fight scene.
fun visual.
Yeah. But I love Wes Anderson's style into animation. Like, you know how his style is like, how to describe, there's no Dutch angles or really any angle like that. It's just straight.
Yeah, because
Like
those
how
can
all
get
his movies are
Yeah,
shot.
he's a very
Yeah.
This
Like,
yeah,
Anderson
I,
showing using the Dutch
I feel like
angle.
there was like one movie I watched recently where it was just like overusing Dutch angles for no reason. Was it Daredevil? I remember watching it in
Yep,
2003
bro.
Daredevil.
It's Daredevil.
like,
It's
I'm
that's
pretty
Why
the
do
sure
they need a Dutch
the one
angle?
you're
He's
thinking of.
blind.
because I remember that film overutilized.
He
You
can't
fucking
even see
idiot.
Stupid.
I like how Alex, you just immediately knew it was Daredevil. like
I've seen the
already
clips.
forgot most of that movie.
I've seen the reviews. Yeah, a guy complained about all the Dutch angles in the movie, so I kind of know what you're
Okay.
talking.
That one meme
Alright.
where it's like me
Alright,
using a
anyhow,
Dutch angle
yeah.
to film my 1-year-old's birthday party, so we know that things are gonna get crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're gonna
the
get
ones who
crazy.
fluctuate, yeah.
They're gonna eat
Up
some
in
carrots
here.
But
and some
yeah.
lemon.
Wes Anderson definitely has a very interesting style. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I know plenty of people who just downright cannot fucking stand
Well,
his movies.
They
Really?
just like fun and
Oh,
But-
happiness.
yeah.
like cause like the
And-
Yeah, there's
story.
plenty of people who just like the way he presents
They
his
don't have
stories.
dry humor?
Yeah, they just
This is
don't
like-
really like. They're not
They
dry.
don't like blunt humor. This is like
They're
whenever
not-
we watched Napoleon
they're not
Dynamite, and none of you liked it. Well, Alex wasn't there, but It's so
Napoleon
good.
Dynamite is boring. It's boring. Guys, leave a comment down
Guys,
below.
leave a comment down below. Is
Who's
one of the
right?
most popular comedies of all
But-
time bad?
All right, let's get
Isle
into
of
back into
Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. But like, yeah, there's definitely people out there that just don't
Yeah.
really like his style. But I personally enjoy it to a degree. Not every one of his movies is perfect. I think my favorite so far is Fantastic Mr. Fox. But he has a lot of ways where he really is creative with presenting it. And honestly, I'm gonna get this a bit more into the spoiler discussion, but I felt like my big criticism with the movie is that I kind of felt like he was holding a bit back with like, in terms of presenting the film narratively. It was a bit like typical.
I see.
like the first 20 to 30 minutes is very creative about what they were doing with the plot and like just setting everything up. But once that happens, all the stuff that like happens with the plot, it felt really like basic and like Wes Anderson was taking it a bit easy. I mean, I guess it's because the animation was really fucking tough, so I don't know. But I feel, and it's not like I'm like saying like Wes Anderson, like all of his movies are like these like unpredictable, like you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen type of movies. But even if I were to compare like his last stop motion film, Fantastic Mr. Fox, that film definitely had moments where you like got like subverted with the plot, like oh shit, what the fuck is gonna happen now because of this. But I never really felt that with Isle of Dogs. It felt very like straightforward after the initial like 20 or 30
Yeah,
minutes
that's fair.
of plot.
I think that goes along with like the bluntness of the characters, where it's like this is what we need to do, and that's what we're gonna do right now, and we're gonna do it. There's no like a what's gonna happen?
No.
Except for spoiler, never mind. Except for a major spoiler that changes the whole plot of the movie for the.
Did you guys hear about this spoiler?
Did you guys hear about Beep Spencer? Yeah, Spencer. I said what am I saying anymore? Someone kill me.
Spencer starring.
Did you hear? Did you hear? Gandhi has ADD.
Did you hear about the Planet of 87?
Do we want to get into spoiler discussion?
Yeah.
I think so. Anyone else? You have anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna get into spoilers now. This is the last time I'm saying it for the episode. Skip to this timeline if you don't want to get spoiled by Isle of Dogs. 3, 2, 1, go for spoilers. Yep.
Kool-Aid! Alright.
So the most unpredictable part of the movie is when they poison the scientist and he dies. It was like, oh, okay.
That is... It was like... and it took like one like small lick
also,
at
the
it.
more I'm thinking about it, I think that the purpose of the white girl was to be like, okay, people are actually looking for a reason for dogs, for like getting dogs back. And I think he just needed like a plot device of like, hey, we gotta find a reason for the people to want the dogs back. So I don't know, we'll make a school club for it.
I still feel like there could have been like a better way to just make it like so Greta Gerwig character was doing the heavy lifting. Like I feel like
I think they could have did it with the scientist,
but to get into more,
so.
Go ahead. I think to play more into like my criticisms, like the whole like arc with Chief is sweet. There are individual scenes that I really like the treat scene, but I found with his arc with the kid, it was very like straightforward. Like he's like, I bite, I don't like you, fuck you, and then at the end it's just like, I love you.
Yeah. But then you get the whole thing of like, why does he bite? He doesn't know.
That is true. I do like the scene where we find out about more of his past.
Yeah, I love how it connected to the other dog. It kind of wrapped it up a little bit.
Spots.
Nice spots.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, there's like some scenes in this movie where like I feel like if I fully understood what the people were saying, like the people who were speaking Japanese, I feel like the impact wouldn't have been as great. Like I'm thinking about like that scene, since we mentioned Spots, the scene where we first get the flashback of him with the hospital with the kid, and they're kind of like talking to each other, like secretly, like whispering in that speaker, and Spots is just like, I can hear you. Like I feel like that scene like was very like cleverly designed with not understanding what the kid was saying, unless you speak Japanese, of course.
Right.
Okay, I will say now, like, I want to get more into what you were saying, Alex, about like the romance stuff being like shoved quickly.
Yeah.
Like, it feels kind of weird to have like the kid and Tracy to like get together at the end when they don't even meet
Yeah,
that
they
much at all.
they didn't really they. I mean, they barely even met even at the end because they were in the big room, and she was kind of just
Yeah,
translating. Like, cool.
yeah, it was like,
That's my only thing. But even that didn't really bother me because it was like right at the end anyway, so it didn't really affect
and then
much.
like they kind of had like they kind of applied like the Scarlett Johansson dog and the Chief got together, but
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I mean,
But
the dogs makes sort of sense to me. That one kind of makes sense. The kids, not so much. But yeah,
okay,
yeah. Because with the dog one, it was sort of
they,
built up a little bit because they had the first interaction.
well, it was like one scene
Yeah,
though.
at least it was somewhat built up, unlike the kid one. Yeah.
Fair, but like still.
I mean, I understand the criticism of that. That didn't really bother me that much. I didn't really have any real criticisms throughout the entire thing. That's because of how like freaking beautiful and just amazing the animation
I
looks.
love dogs. I love
The
dogs.
dogs, frick the cats, but not in that way. Boom.
Say, whoa, Shane Dawson.
Whoa.
What are your guys' thoughts on the climax of the film? Like the whole like final act.
I thought it was
I actually really, I was not expecting them to turn the main, I guess, president. Was he the president
uh
or something along that
they
line?
have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
well
I was not
he's the
expecting
mayor.
him to.
He's the mayor.
Oh, the
Yeah.
mayor. I was not expecting him to full blown turnaround with his character. I thought that was kind of neat. And they're still fighting
It
the
does
other guy.
it does feel a bit movie like though. Like yeah, try to do that with a real mayor and see what
You
happens.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I still kind of liked it. I mean, it still wrapped up the conclusion very well, and it still had that intensity because that other guy, the tall guy, was still arguing
Dude,
with
he was
them.
fucking scary looking.
Yeah.
I feel like he owns
He,
like a Haunted Mansion or
me and
something.
Robbie immediately noticed he looked like Lurch from Adam's Family.
And that's what my girlfriend called them too. Yeah.
Oh, you watched this with your girlfriend?
Yeah, she enjoyed it as well. Honestly,
Let's
he
go.
kind of reminded me of the guy from Monster House,
Oh yeah, the old
just like
guy.
looking wise.
Which
The
I
old guy.
love Monster House.
Monster House is
uh
awesome. But yeah,
I
I
watched
haven't
it
watched
almost
it. I get
every
that.
October.
Any
it's
nice.
good. But anyway, yes, I don't know.
I like how they made like such a small detail like that hacker kid that was like in one scene, and then just made him like somewhat directly responsible for like having the whole situation of the dogs go good, like. Like just like oh it's just some hacker kid and then he just like hacks it so like the wasabi just kills the fucking like people and are trying to gas the
Dude,
dogs.
the hacker kid was so funny.
I mean, if you mess with dogs, you get the gas
Gas.
in your face. You get the mustard gas.
He had his little hacker corner.
You get the mustard gas. You know, despite my criticisms of the plot, there are definitely aspects of it that are really creative. I will admit. Like, I like the whole premise of like, them being like dogs are too dangerous. Let's make robot dogs to make it safer.
Let's
That
make
is
robot
that's a
dogs.
great idea.
What can go wrong?
Because I feel like they would do that though. Like I don't unironically feel like some fucking moron
Get the
is gonna do
Boston
that.
Dynamics robot dog.
I mean, we've done worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that.
It can hold guns.
Like humanity. Wait, Mac, what are you saying?
Oh, the Boston Dynamics robot dog. It can hold guns. Can't shoot him though.
Everybody run.
You can hold your
My
hands.
Chihuahua's got a gun.
I don't know. Your Chihuahua. You don't have a Chihuahua, you fucking liar. Oh God.
My dog sounds like a Chihuahua sometimes. But anyway,
No.
I overall loved this movie, and the fact people say this is not. A lot of people say this is one of Wes Anderson's. I wouldn't say worse, because I don't. A lot of people. I mean,
I honestly see it. Are you like trying to push it to the conclusion?
Oh no, not really. I just had nothing else to really say.
Is this your way of just being
That's
like,
fair.
can we get to the conclusion?
No, not really. I was just saying because I have nothing really else to add at the moment.
I was trying to like think of other stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just because we've been recording for like 2 hours at this point, and my mind is just like mush. Like this took a lot longer. Like folks at home, this took so
Yeah.
fucking long to do.
And it'll
And,
still be the same length as our regular
so
episode.
sorry.
It's a bad thing.
No, it won't. It definitely won't. But like, yeah, sorry if this has gradually gotten like weaker in terms of like commentary. We're kind of scuffed, especially me in the head. Like I'm just like in a deranged mood because I'm like trying my best because I feel like I have plenty of the scene.
Well, anyway,
it's cool. It's just like
Jason, you have any more stuff? Cause
I'm trying to think of like scene like stuff. You know?
Yeah. I did like the.
I just feel like we mainly.
I like the
Go ahead.
reveal of, the kid's dog not actually being dead. In the first half,
Yeah,
you're kind of thinking,
and the only reason that happened is because Bill Murray was just like, I want that keychain.
I want
Dude,
that freaking
it being
keychain, bro.
sport
I
in
thought that was
first
really cool.
spots is really funny. It's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, that's.
I thought that was neat. And then you hear him in the freaking earpiece, and like, let's freaking go.
Dude, the scene where they get the earpieces was great. It's like, wow.
The overall comedy of this movie is honestly pretty funny.
Yeah, if you just want to watch something,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
like,
Listen Anderson
funny, but not
movies are all
over the top,
usually pretty
just
funny.
watch,
Yeah.
pop in this one.
I love the scenes.
Okay, yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I love the scenes where they're like saying, "Oh, you know those dog cannibals, they're freaking crazy," and then I believe Spot.
And then we're revealed to be like some guy.
Yeah, and
some people
they
who
get
just like want to help.
They get offended about being called cannibals.
They're like traumatized.
It's such an awkward scene too.
Yeah.
They're like, we all loved him so much.
Well, you're not gonna eat me or anything? No, bro. Where'd you hear that from? We ate one time.
He was our leader, and everybody liked him.
And it was like a Society of the Snow
basically.
situation.
Yeah.
It's really funny
I
that
thought that
you
was
say
pretty
it's
funny.
Society of the Snow, like the movie way, but it's based out very closely off the real thing.
It's not based off a real story, but I just kind of forgot the name of the tragedy.
Andy's
so I kind of just
flight
of the
disaster.
movie.
yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's another movie
Yeah, you
called
can call it
Alive.
that thing, I guess.
It's called That Thing, I guess.
Yeah, there's another movie called Alive.
Look it
it's
up.
from like the 90s or the
fair.
2000s. It's about the same thing. But I've heard that
Yeah.
Snow's way better.
Do we want to get into the conclusion on Mars?
Yeah. And I can continue what I was
Alright.
saying earlier. Wes Anderson. So I've only seen 3 of his films. So the fact that
All of which I was there.
yes,
Or deliberately
Jason was
somewhere
there. So the fact that people are saying this is not his best, honestly amazes me, and I definitely want to see more of his. Because right now, this is honestly my favorite of the films I've seen of him.
You would think that, Cracker. Why don't you go to Japan?
Maybe I will, bro. What you gotta do?
I love Place Japan.
Yeah, be Bill Murray. Go to Japan.
I will be Bill Murray and kiss a 17-year-old Scarlett
Alright.
Johansson.
Yeah, let's go!
Yeah, that's right.
I definitely see why some people call this one of his weaker works because, like I said, it works visually. It's an 11 out of 10 film visually. But, like, narratively, it just doesn't really have it the same way. I would even argue Asteroid City has a more stronger narrative, even if it's more confusing. Because at the very least, you can't see what is going to happen. Like, you can't just, like, be like, oh, this is going to happen. Meanwhile, with Isle of Dots, you can definitely see, like, some parts of the story a mile away. That's just my main problem. I feel like if the film was a bit better narratively, it would be something I'd really, really, like, downright adore, you know?
Okay.
I think
Cool.
I
Uh,
think I gotta disagree with it being one of his weaker. Okay, I've only seen 2 of his movies, but like, honestly, I think this could be his best one. At least it's best animated.
I like how we're saying that when none of us have seen like his
Yeah.
best one.
I definitely
Yeah.
want to see the hotel.
Appar-
The hotel.
Oh yeah,
the
they
Grand
showed it at my
Budapest Hotel.
Yep,
local,
that's one I definitely want to see.
little like small theater, like last month, and I didn't see it. I didn't see that they'd posted about it until like the day after, and I was like, oh dang, they had like a costume contest. How cool!
Rest in
It was like
Piper.
Hot dog.
dress up
That's
as your
awesome.
best like Wes Anderson
Uh,
style. It's so fun.
Oh, that's cool.
so, I'm gonna give this film an 8 out of 10.
All right. I'm thinking. Oh, frick. 9 or 10.
9/10.
I
All
could give
right.
you
Yep.
it a 9.5 out of 10. It was really cool.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go with 9.5 right now
I
too.
remember what I've forgotten.
It
Like
might
two
change,
times.
but
I really like how the background of the science lab and of the bar are like really similar. Where it's these like really colorful like flask and bottles, just on big shelves.
the backgrounds overall are
I
just
thought that was
amazing.
really cool. That they were like almost identical.
Yeah. A lot of detail.
Yeah. Even when there's like not really anything in the background anyway, of like for like the beach, it's just like kind of like
Just
a
like
white.
trash in the ocean.
It's so, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
freaking chef's kiss.
Yeah. Mm, mm. All right.
All right.
We have officially gotten the movies with. I figured we can quit, just do our little. We can ask each other a question and then get into the conclusion and wrap it up for today.
Alrighty
I actually was thinking about my question at work today.
So. Oh, cool. You want to
Oh
go
wait,
first?
it was
Then?
yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so like what is the most like disturbing scene you've seen in a movie, or like what's the most like what's a movie where like a scene really like stuck with you?
Like in terms of its horrific
Whoa.
imagery.
Anyway,
Okay.
that was just like, dang. I'm gonna think about that.
Okay. I have a couple things in mind, but I have to really
100
think
Days
about
of
it.
Sodom. No
before.
kidding.
I'm the only
Oh,
one
I
here
got
that's
a
seen
question
that. No, he wasn't there.
That's good.
Oh, that's hard for me to say.
I think I gotta go with the scene. Come and scene in Come and See, where they burn a church building. I think it's a church building. I don't remember what it exactly is. I'm not gonna say what it was or why they're burning it. You're gonna know, and once you see that. That scene is so like it really has stuck with my mind, and just like how how um like cinema can be like such a way to like show like such horrific imagery and really make it feel like you're like there, like you're not like watching a movie, you're watching an event, like you're seeing it in real time. But yeah, that's a scene that's really stuck with me in terms of like disturbingness. Let me look this up. There wasn't a fucking church building they were burning. I should know this.
No, I'm trying to help you, but I don't think me or Alex have seen the movie.
No.
I'll see.
Yeah, it's a church.
I'll see it eventually. I swear.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer, Matt?
I mean, I think I mentioned it earlier in the podcast that this one scene from Nope. I gotta be.
Yeah.
I'll be vague
really early
about
on.
it to be spoiler free. But it's after Jupe shows off his like cool attraction he's been working on.
The horse.
Yeah, after he shows off Lucky the horse and his friend Jean Jacket. That scene was just like, whoa, okay. I'm not claustrophobic,
Yeah.
but... And then I watched the
Yeah,
kill
that scene
count, and
will
they
make you
showed how they
claustrophobic.
filmed it, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
And it looks so fun.
Except for
Like
the part
that
where
looks
you're,
so
like,
fun to do.
acting out, like, throwing up, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
What about you,
secondary
Alex?
one.
Is there a scene that's like really stuck with you?
Since I said this
Okay, so I have a joke answer and I have a real answer. for some reason, the first thing that popped into my mind when you asked that question was the realistic fly in SpongeBob, where they had like, do you know what
That's
I'm
not a
talking about?
movie.
No, that was my joke answer because that's the first thing that popped in my head because
Okay,
that traumatized me as a kid.
that's
Um,
Realistic
that's
butterfly,
funny.
but
now my
to
real
shrink it
answer.
down.
Now I don't know this like the most because this is kind of like I was just scrolling through the movies I've seen and this kind of just popped in my head.
Yeah,
For in the film The Blair Witch Project,
Ooh.
where the girl
yeah.
finds this little um thing of branches and she opens it and she finds like
Oh
the guy's
yeah.
teeth.
Yeah.
That part freaked me out because it it looked so disturbing yet it showed so
And the
little
teeth are like so big, but they're real teeth
of what it
from
was.
the dentist.
Yeah,
I watched the
and
Kit
her
Kat.
reaction to it
Yeah,
also really sold it to me
Yeah.
as well. The acting in that
yeah.
movie is just
She
crazy.
won. Fun
She won
fact.
a
She won. I think she won like
yeah,
worst
which is
actress at
so
the
stupid.
Razzies.
That
Worst?
movie actually ruined her acting career,
Huh?
and she changed her name. But she did so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I've heard of
Yeah,
People
that.
are stupid.
the Razzies were smoking
They
some
see a
wolf
woman
pack.
being over
The Razzies
dramatic in a
freaking suck.
stressful scenario, and they're like, "That's stupid." I'm
That's
gonna put them in
fucking
a pit of
dumb.
lions and see
I
how they
wouldn't do that
react.
if I was in there.
Yeah, see what happens then.
I don't know.
I have my
Okay.
question in mind.
All right, bet.
I want to throw in a secondary answer
Okay,
for mine,
so
though. There's a scene in
okay,
Creep. I know Jason's seen it, at least.
I've seen. Oh yes,
Alex has seen
Ooh,
as
and
I
well.
like
like,
Creep.
there's that scene where the main
I like
character
Creep.
is at home, and I can't remember if he, like, thinks this, like, if he hears a noise and thinks someone's, like, there, or if he actually sees something.
And then
Yeah,
he like walks
he's,
away and
no,
out of
no. He
frame,
goes
and the guy's
outside,
there.
Yeah.
leaves the door open, I'm pretty sure, or at least doesn't lock it. And then he goes around the side of his house in this little sidewalk where it's like the house and then like bushes. And it's so narrow, and he's just walking through, and it's like something is gonna jump out, and it's gonna be terrible.
Especially since that movie is really reliant on like
Well,
sudden
they're
jump
usually
scares.
pretty like
Yeah.
they're not really scary jump
Uh,
scares, but like the tense atmosphere that created, I was like, jeez, okay.
that's
But yeah, what's your question?
alright.
Yeah,
Alright.
Jason, I don't
I
really
have
care for
my.
that one. That movie.
I mean, I get it. I know. I get why people find it scary, even if I disagree.
Yeah.
But anyhow, my question is, so I want you to think about your favorite film of all time. We
You
all
know
have one
mine.
in our head, and yeah, I know yours. I know Alex's as well. I want you to think, what is it about that film that makes it so special to you? Out of all the movies you've seen, what is it about that one that just really sticks with you? Like you love that movie, you consider it your favorite. Why is it?
Whenever I was a kid,
All right.
Awkward silence.
All right,
me and
bet.
my brother had a twin bed, and we had a Wally comforter on our bed.
Wally, awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude, Wally is so epic.
Like
That and it's just like this is a cool guy, and he wants to save the planet. And then there's so many cool scenes with like the animation's just really good, and so is the music. I think the music is the main
yeah,
thing.
it's
They
great.
play this music from Hello Dolly, and they play Louis Armstrong, Levy on Rose. Yeah,
They
they
play
play
Willy's
Willy's
Wonderland.
Wonderland the entire movie. It is Wally's favorite. And they sing the Zero
Yeah.
songs from that movie. um, but yeah.
What about you, Alex?
So, for my favorite film is Jurassic Park, and
Ooh.
it's it
Rawr.
on rar. It honestly has been my whole life essentially, because when I was younger, I always been a big fan of dinosaurs, and that movie is probably the reason why I was, just because the movie just feels so frick, what's the word? Um, just
You can describe it. Describe
gorgeous,
it.
just freaking gorgeous, because like the dinosaurs, they look
Describe
so,
it.
they look real, in certain shots, and they look like the T Rex looks so menacing and so
Yeah, the CGI is still not aged that. It
yeah,
hasn't aged too badly.
yeah. I mean, there are some shots where you can kind of tell, but like when it comes to like the animatronic,
But even those, it's like still doesn't look that bad.
yeah, and like the Velociraptors, how terrifying they were, and the
Yeah.
whole park just looks freaking gorgeous. And the theme song, like I have the theme song in my head right now, and I haven't heard of it in a while.
Well, well, most
I
people
haven't
know the
seen
theme song
any
to
of the
Jurassic Park.
original
It's like been in
Jurassic
pop,
Park,
pop
but like
culture.
that theme song goes crazy.
Exactly, and it's just a wondrous movie. Like you feel like you're like in the scene of the T Rex chasing the car, or
Yeah,
when they're in the Jeep looking at the place. It's just such a magical, wondrous film for me, and that's why I think
magical. They're getting
magical.
killed by a dinosaur, and it's magical to
It's
you.
like the one guy like get eaten by the Dilophosaurus. Like, this is magical.
That that scene
Man, I'm
from
so
Jurassic
happy right
World
now.
where that girl gets thrown
He gets
around
like
by those
acid
like
spit in his
flying
face. Oh, that's
dinosaurs,
Where
and
the
then
cool.
she
woman
gets like
gets dunked.
almost eaten by the Mosasaurus, picked back up by the flying ones, and then eaten by the Mosasaurus finally. And it's like,
Yeah,
why did they
that was
torture
so
her for
goofy.
so like 3 minutes?
Okay, so for my answer, my favorite film is pretty obvious. It's
No
Come
way.
and See. I feel like both of you know that.
No
And
You like
way.
it
I
because
feel
of
like
church.
with that film, yeah, I hate religion. Fuck you, Alex. I hate your religion.
Dang.
Nah, us
All right.
Christians gotta stick together. We gotta
Anyhow,
kill this
I
guy.
think what what makes that film probably my favorite. It feels like each aspect of what makes a film work for me, like really really great cinematography, incredible performances, interesting directing, and a compelling script, really interesting editing choices. Everything that you could do to make a movie really work for me is in that movie, and it's done the best it can. You can never make that movie ever again, mainly because like that film uses no practical effects. So there's legit scenes where like the actors legit get into like serious danger. Like they do a lot of shit in this movie where like it's downright like crazy, and the performances are like some like they're like next level performances. Like I've never seen like a child performance ever as good as like the main actor in that movie. And all the performances, they just really make you feel like you're not even watching a movie. Like you're just seeing people like in this unfortunate like circumstance uh, during World War II. And I love cinematography. It's not show offy, but like it's the perfect movie to really show off why close up shots can be very effective.
Okay.
And everything about it is so like perfectly done. Like I don't really have a criticism with that movie. I genuinely don't think I do.
Nice.
And that's probably why it's my favorite movie. I went on a tangent
This
there.
is
You guys were
listenable.
really quiet.
No, I mean you were cooking,
Yeah.
so we were just letting you cook.
Maybe I was. Do you have a question for us, Mr. Alex?
Oh boy. Frick.
It's okay if you don't. I'm just
We're gonna put
curious.
you on the spot.
Okay, I got one. All right, this is legit off the
Okay.
top of my head. What is a film that you didn't like at first, but then you rewatched it or you revisit it? You were like, okay, this is kind of good.
Hmm.
Oh shoot, there
That's
definitely
that's
are
pretty tough, actually.
movies that I've done that with.
I have to look this up myself because this just came up in the top of my head.
You know, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I have an answer probably for the future. I remember watching Clerks and absolutely not standing it at all. But I feel like since I've actually worked at retail, I'll probably like find that movie hilarious
Have you
now.
had the experience?
that so that's like a future answer, maybe. I don't
Maybe. Okay.
know.
Sounds good. All right.
I'm looking at stuff. I'm looking
Let me
at
pull up a
things.
letterboxd.
Oh, okay. I got my stuff. I got my answer.
What's your stuff? What's your stuff?
So, this is like a future thing, kind of like yours, but the original Dune. Well, not the original, the 2021
Oh, okay. I was supposed to
Dune.
really.
Yeah,
Because when I first saw it,
Denis Villeneuve.
I did not care for it. I thought it was kind of dull. Besides from the visuals, I thought the story was kind of meh. But honestly, after thinking about it, I think I just need a rewatch to truly appreciate it. Because I feel like I'm like out of the loop because everyone's like, "No, dude, it's so freaking good, man." And I'm like, did I miss something?
Yeah, I get that.
So I guess so I personally think I should rewatch it at some point.
I remember. I think I have one. It's like a kind of like a goofy answer because I don't fully have one. I remember for Friday the 13th Part 3, the 3D movie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember not really. I remember thinking it was like, yeah, it's kind of goofy, but it's objectively pretty awful. When I rewatched it, yeah, it's objectively still pretty awful, but it's so much fun that I
Yeah.
honestly kind of find it one of the more better Friday the 13th movies. Like, there's some goofy shit that doesn't happen in any other Friday the 13th movie in that film. And, like, I love the dumbass commitment to make, like, everything look 3D, despite the fact that it all looks stupid. Like, whoa, that yo-yo's coming at me at the screen! Like, it's such, like, a fun, dumb commitment that I can't help but, like, have fun with it.
The freaking
It's hell of a
eye.
lot better than most of the other Friday the 13th movies.
The freaking eye pop at the.
With you can see the wire.
Yeah.
It's great. Do you have an answer for that, Max?
I think The Lion King. Whenever I was little, I think that I just saw
The original?
The Lion King too many times or something. I just didn't like it. And every time I watched it, I was like, this movie still sucks. What the
Oh.
heck? And then I watched it and I was a little older, and I was like, what was I thinking, bro? It's definitely not one of the
I'm a
top.
fucking
It's definitely not in like the
stupid
top
kid.
5 like best Disney movies, but like, it's good. It's pretty good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Controversial
Controversial.
opinion.
There's
I personally disagree.
I don't think
I
it's-
personally
yeah.
disagree with you, but because I think Lion King is one of my top 3 probably favorite Disney films. But I can see where you're coming from, considering you've seen it so many times. Of just like, okay, we get it. It's good. Shut up.
I was like, why do we
Alright,
keep watching
we
this?
got
It's
the
not
Q&A.
good. Dude, have you
Yeah.
seen Lion King 1.5?
I
That
hate
movie's
it!
so funny. It's just Lion King,
I've heard of it, yeah.
but Timon and Pumbaa are commentating in the movie theater.
Yeah. Wait, really? Oh,
it's like
okay.
a Deadpool bit.
Yeah.
It's so
Lion
funny.
King 2: Simba's Pride is actually pretty. It's actually kind of a sleeper pick.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
okay,
lie.
so-
It's actually pretty good.
But like,
Sleeper pick?
to be honest, like,
Yeah.
if you put the Lion King against something like the Fox and the Hound, it's
Why
not
did you
winning.
say underrated?
Fox and the Hound is
Oh.
so good.
Oh, sorry, Jason. It's underrated too. There you go.
Underrated.
Yeah, that's a better thing to say than sleeper's pick. What the
Well,
fuck?
because
What
it's,
does
like,
that
a
even mean?
subtitle.
Well, it's like it's basically the same thing as underrated, but
Why
Yeah.
didn't you just say slept on? Why are you trying to be like creative?
it's the first
Stupid.
thing that
Stop being
popped
creative.
into my.
Be
Oh,
boring.
okay.
Be boring.
Ooh, fancy pants.
All right. Do we want? Yeah.
All right.
Let's get into the conclusion. This was a very an experience. Thank you for joining us, Alex.
Thank you for having me. I
And,
highly appreciate you guys
Yeah, no problem.
inviting me.
I'm doing
It's
this
really fun.
backwards.
Yeah, I
we
was
did
like,
conclusion
is he
last.
skipping
We're,
the
we're
movie?
skipping a part.
Picking?
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been
Yeah,
pretty
I
good, so like,
sorry. I feel like my brain's I'm like so sludged right now. I ain't gonna lie. All right, let's do the film. Alex is gonna be like he's gonna know the film picks before anyone else. Do you have yours in mind, Mac?
yeah.
This is a blind reaction for me.
All right, go away.
Okay, wait, pick. No, never mind. I was supposed to pick 1 or 2, but I've decided. I think I'm gonna pick Iron Claw because it's
Alright.
streaming now.
Oh wait, what? Oh,
And
Oh, the Iron
gonna
Claw.
watch that.
Okay.
And we're all gonna cry.
All right. Okay.
so
I haven't seen it.
You got-
so
you got the-
That'll be cool to talk
I've
about.
heard
no
that-
one.
you got the
I've heard-
wrestling fan in the
I
chat
like-
tweaking.
I like how you pick. That is so crazy how you pick like a movie that Alex has been
Dude, you're
desperately
so
trying
up
to
for
see
that, dude.
for a while.
I've heard that Zac
You got the
Efron
wrestling fan
was
in the chat
totally
tweaking.
snubbed for an Oscar, but A24 was already pushing like 2 other movies for an Oscar.
Yeah, past lives and the zone of
So he was
interest.
winning Oscars. Both of them.
But that's pretty cool. Nice to have an excuse to watch the Iron Claw.
Me too.
Nice.
This is my
Okay,
excuse. This is
so
I
mine
have
is
to watch
a
it.
film that you. All right. Uh, I'm going with the film that I kind of saw one day, like just scrolling through Letterboxd, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." It's a 1985 animated film called Night on the Galactic Railroad. I saw it.
Oh.
It looks pretty cool. I've heard it's gay. I like it. Let's go with it.
That's the
So
best reason to watch a movie.
I just heard it's gay though.
You guys are
Alright.
really excited.
Like it's fucking gay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard it's pretty. I'm intrigued. So let's go with that. All right, now that actually gonna do conclusion instead of me being a fucking Zalonga. Yeah, we're not even making words anymore. Thank you again, Alex, for you being on the podcast.
Thank you for
This
having
was a
me.
nice, fun episode. It was hell recording it, as you could probably tell by my tone right now. But
It is 11:30 at
whatever.
night. Let's go.
Yeah. But overall, had a great time. These are some pretty fun movies to watch. You have anything you'd like to say, Matt?
Yeah, thank you, Alex, for joining us. Next time we have you on, it'll be better, and we won't keep you until 11:30.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I would love to join another time. Heck yeah.
What if we make you the only guest? Like
Like,
you
ever?
sit here like every once in a while. Yeah, we don't try to expand ever.
Yeah, we have you.
You
on
just get
every
the Italian.
few months.
Alright.
Just like, yeah, what's up? We have another guest.
Yo.
What's
We
up?
call you by
What's
a
up,
different name.
Danger?
Like, what did we call you this time?
Sorry.
David.
David. My name's
Derek.
David, right?
Next time it'll be like Derek
Remember?
or something. Josh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Derek,
yeah.
Dave,
Drake and Josh.
Drake.
All right. Thank you to everybody for watching the episode.
Alright! Yeah!
We'll see you in a month from now. Mac and I will not be as deranged as we are right now, hopefully. See you some other time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.